This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Say something, Greg.
Check, check.
Are we having feed there? Testing, testing, okay. No matter what the final records were at the end of the season, the Birmingham Bulls have served notice to the Southern Professional Hockey League that if you want to win the President's Cup this year, there's a team in Pelham, Alabama that you're going to have to deal with. And for the rest of the league, it won't be easy. The Bulls into the regular season on a tear like they have never had before. Birmingham has won 10 consecutive games, including sweeping the Fayetteville Marksmen in the first round of the playoffs, and have an incredible record of 16-2-2 since the month of February. Next up, tonight, the Knoxville Ice Bears. They stand in the way of a hungry and determined Bulls team fighting for their second trip to the finals in the last 2 years. But it won't be easy for Birmingham. Then again, it's the semifinals. It's not supposed to be easy. Knoxville took care of the Bulls this season, winning 4-6 games in the regular season. That's the bad news. The good news is all of those games occurred before February when Birmingham turned the corner and started playing hockey that we knew they were capable of. This version of the Bulls is different than what Knoxville saw in January. We intend on showing them starting tonight here in Knoxville, Game 1 of the best-of-3 series. Tonight in Knoxville, Game 2, Friday night, back in Pelham, and if necessary, Game 3 will be Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock at the Pelham Civic Complex. Hello, Bulls fans, and welcome to Game 1 of the SPHL semifinals. I'm Jody Cherneski, joined by Greg Dreveny to bring you all the fun, at least we hope fun, tonight. And from here on out, every game of the playoffs the Bulls will be in. Greg, Game 1 is on the road, so the pressure is on Birmingham. I've always said pressure is a privilege, in this case especially tonight. But just how crucial is this game tonight for Birmingham on the road? What will it take for Birmingham to continue this run that we're currently on?
Well, Jody, I'm going to tell you first off that I disagree with what you're saying. I think the pressure is on Knoxville tonight because Knoxville, this is the one and only game that the Bulls will have to suit up on the road against the Ice Bears, and it's Knoxville that knows they have tonight and tonight only to get a foothold on this series before having to go back to Birmingham for a potential 2 games at Pelham.
Knoxville goalie Stephen Mundinger channeled his inner Martin Brodeur or Patrick Waugh the last 2 games. that he's played the last two against Roanoke, as he faced over 40 shots in all three games in that series versus Roanoke, including 44 in a Game 2 win that he had actually threw a shutout, and only gave up 2 goals in the last 2 games of that series. He's a huge goalie, 6'8", 250 pounds. How on earth do you get pucks by something that is that big in front of a net that's 4x6?
Very easily, Jody. You throw stones, David and Goliath, and that's the key. You want to throw a lot of stones at Mundinger, stones being pucks, and you want to send them low. Keep him away from his hands. He's a big kid. He likes to block the puck. He's got big upper body. He's very long, if that makes sense, from the waist to the shoulders, covers a lot of net. And I'm telling you, he's very aggressive, especially on shots from the point. He challenges hard, gets out there outside the paint, and after he makes that first save, that's when Mundinger can be exposed. It's those rebounds, Jody. Those rebounds that lay in the paint and outside the paint. The Bulls have to get in there. They have to establish their net front presence early and go after him hard and bang home those rebounds.
Again, we're on the road here in Knoxville tonight at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. It's an older building. I don't know exactly when the building was constructed, but I do know this. Back in the 90s, Greg, when I was calling the action in the East Coast Hockey League for the Bulls, the play-by-play, we were in the end zone, if you will, behind the net to our left here in the arena. Didn't even have sideline or side ice, if you will, seats to call these games, but it's still the same building. Wooden seats, signs everywhere, but there's one thing they have in this building that I'm envious of, and that's the banners that you see hanging above the rafters here, and they're all championship banners.
Absolutely. A lot of character in this building, Jody. You can see that's established by the seats around it. A lot of cool events coming up as we were sitting here for most of the afternoon getting set up and watching the Jumbotron and everything like that. However, for those fans who are watching on Flow Hockey today, or this evening rather, I want everybody to notice the neutral zone. That's one thing I noticed coming into the rink is the neutral zone, and that's from the red line to the blue line on each side, is very small. And there's a very big area between the top of the circles and the blue line in each end zone, and I'm curious to see how this is all going to play out tonight.
Well, again, we are in Knoxville. We're not at our home setting in Pelham. Things are a little different up here in the broadcast booth. We're high atop. I mean, literally can touch the ceiling when we stand up in this building. Had to actually crawl up a ladder without half killing ourselves to get up here. We did it, though, Greg. It wasn't easy, and it was dangerous, but we did it. The one thing that is different is the setup up here with the wiring and the cables. It's just different, and we're not sure exactly what that means quality-wise to our listeners back in Birmingham or wherever else you may be listening and watching this game from. So if you are listening and happen to be listening on our YouTube feed where it's audio only, please give us a message. There's a place where you can contact us during the game and let us know what you hear, if any. One of the problems we're having for some reason is some of the music and the ads that we see actually playing, we're not getting an audio of in our own ears. So when that time comes, please keep us informed. We can do this together. We're all in this together anyway. So your help is needed tonight if you're listening back home in Birmingham as we get set for action. We do not have starting lineups as we speak. I'm not sure if maybe one of the crew down here will have them, but we'll wait to see what the starting lineups are. We do know who our goaltenders are, though, Greg. Starting tonight for Birmingham once again will be Austin Lotz. Austin has just burned up the league the last few games he's played in. As a matter of fact, Austin Lotz has won his last 7 starts. He's given up only 20 goals in the last 11 games and is 11-0-1 during that stretch. Austin comes into the playoff series tonight, the semifinals, with a 2-0 record, winning both games against Fayetteville, a 2.0 goals against average and a .938 save percentage. For Knoxville, no surprise, the big guy, Stephen Mundinger, who played last year, if the name sounds familiar, he played last year in Pensacola, where Birmingham beat him 5 out of 6 times. This year, it's not been the same. Knoxville has taken 4 of 6 from the Bulls this season, as we said earlier. Mundinger has a 2-1-0 record. He started all 3 games in the first round against Roanoke, has a goals against average, a stellar 1.69, and an incredible save percentage considering the shots he's faced, Greg, of .960.
Definitely, Jody, something that we're looking at here. With Mundinger coming in, he's definitely got those numbers that are big, but I'm telling you, I don't think he's been tested to the tune of what the Bulls are going to bring after him tonight. So that's what I'm looking for. I want to see what this guy can do with the Bulls' new and remodified team that they're going to see tonight, because this team is a far cry from the team that they faced in that stretch between November and the end of January.
All right, starting tonight, first for Knoxville, we talked about their goaltender, Stephen Mundinger. Up front, we'll have Jimmy Soper, who's leading the team in scoring during this playoff. He will be joined by his brother on defense, Kyle Soper. Also defensively, Cody Schwartz. Kuzmich will be up front. That's Ryan Kuzmich along with Liam McCanny to complete the starting lineups for Knoxville. For Birmingham, Taylor Brierly gets the nod on defense along with Connor Scahill. Up front, we'll have Kip Ledzianko with his brother Phil and Andrew Ballant, and a homecoming, so to speak, here in Knoxville tonight, Greg. The reuniting of that line, Ledzianko and Ballant, who dominated Game 1 in Fayetteville last week, get to see some action tonight in Ballant's old stomping grounds here in Knoxville.
Well, not only that, Jody, you've also got the damage that line did when they played against Huntsville, and they came out, and Ballant had 4 goals that night, and that line was absolutely on fire.
We'll wait for the face-off here. Let's take one quick break before the national anthem and the opening face-off of the semifinals. Birmingham at Knoxville, Game 1. Stay with us, everyone.
It's that button. It's the, no, this. Turn it up. Alright, don't worry about it.
For our national anthem, referees tonight, we get a pair of actual referees, Greg, during the playoffs, unlike the regular season when there's 1 official and 2 linesmen. Tonight we get 2 referees and 2 linesmen. Starting referee will be William Jacques. He was there in Birmingham last week. Rich Straley will be the secondary official. Simon Higgins and Ben Leeton will be the linesmen for tonight as we get ready for action. Again, we apologize if we're having any issues with sound. We are continually working on it. As I got a message from Butch Owens, and he knows what he's talking about. He's been with Alabama forever and a day doing the same type things we're doing. He says it sounds great, but for some reason, unbeknownst to us, we're not getting those sounds. So just keep us informed on YouTube, and we'll do the best we can. All right, face-off coming up at center ice. Jimmy Soper for Knoxville and Phil Ledzianko for the Bulls. And the semifinals are underway as Knoxville taps one into the Bulls zone. Set back out to center ice. And Austin Lotz will save it behind his own net. Drops it off of Briley, who avoids a check, but costs the puck up. Luckily, it comes free to Birmingham, right wing side, and here comes Kip Ledzianko. Had it bounce off his stick. He had a floater coming in. There's a shot, goes just wide, but Lotz centers one back between both defensemen, right in on Lotz. Birmingham had a shot at it, but couldn't corral the puck when needed. It bounced off of Kip's stick. Now it's loose in the Bull zone. Played by, that was McCanny. His shot goes high and wide. And back through center ice, the Bulls come. Again, having trouble. That was Sinclair.
Wow.
Had it come off his stick, and the whistle blows. We got a problem back in the Bull zone, and the referee's calling for the Knoxville trainer to come on the ice.
Jody, that is not good news for Knoxville. That is Jimmy Soper, number 13. And what happened on that play, McKinney came in. He intercepted that breakout pass up the wall and shot it on net. And not only did he not hit the net, but he hit Jimmy Soper right in the face. So that sent Soper. He's going to go in there and get seen by the trainer here, and they'll see if they can't get him back up and ready. But he is reeling right now.
He did not go back to the locker room, so that's good news for Knoxville. We'll keep an eye on him. But we're back to action here as Ryan Romeo takes it, sets it up for McTavish, knocked away by former Bull Carson Vance, and the puck is set back into the Knoxville zone. Colton Olnick sends it around near side. Romeo pinching in from the point, takes the hit. Sinclair with a shot, save is made. Rebound was loose, clear to the corner. Back at the point now for Sinclair. He's out of position, takes the shot. It bounced off Romeo, who felt that, and he's hurting. Back the other way comes Knoxville. McKinney had it taken away from him by Youngworth, and the loose puck squirts near side, and here comes Sinclair through center ice. Tips one deep into the zone. Played by Raposo.
Wow.
Whistle goes, and I believe they're going to call this one
icing.
I guess it has to be icing. The linesman's arm was not in the air. At least I didn't see it. This game started off weird. A couple of players already hurting. Ryan Romeo back to the bench after taking a shot off the leg. We still haven't seen what's going on with Jimmy Soper, but he is being attended to on the bench for Knoxville. He is their leading scorer in the playoffs. Soper,
3 goals, 3 assists.
3 goals and 3 assists. He's kind of an important piece. Off the draw, kept in. There's a shot off the side of the net. Comes near side, back at the point. Raposo plays it deep to Osick. There's a right through the slot. Save made by Lotz as Raposo took the puck, skated down through the slot off the pass from Branchaw. And he'll hold it for a draw. It's kind of hard to see from our vantage point. We're literally standing and crouching underneath of a railing, and when it gets down deep into the Bull zone, we can't see. So
it's one of those things, Jody. We're also right against the roof up here, so the acoustics are a little bit different.
Off the draw, Thurston tries to get it out. It's kept alive by the Ice Bears behind the net. It's played by Williams. Williams had a big night. His first game as a Knoxville Ice Bear in Birmingham earlier in the season. Loose puck picked up by Carson Rose. He'll bank one off the near boards for Glover. Tips it to center ice. Kozarev dances around Cam Toby, who was just activated today off the injured reserve for Knoxville. Puck tipped by Williams back into the Bulls on for Osick. Derek Osick puts the brakes on down low. He looked for Williams. Nice play by Rose to tip it away from him. Now Birmingham skates away. Scahill through center ice. Gains the center ice stride, but loses it. Ledzianko for the Bulls picks it up. He'll set it back for his defense. Gets past Scahill. Kyle Soper takes it, and he'll send it far right wing side. We're back to get it there is Taylor Brierly for the Bulls. Whips one around the boards near side. Tried to get it to Ballant. He's hit by Kyle Soper, and the loose puck comes all the way back down in the Knoxville zone, and icing will be called on the Birmingham Bulls. 17-12 to go here in the first period. No score. 2-1. Knoxville out shooting Birmingham. Greg, your thoughts so far on the opening of this game?
Well, Jody, I think the Bulls are still getting used to the layout of this rink. It's a little bit wider, and there's a lot more room behind the net, and the Bulls' passes are just off a little bit, and the normal plays that they do in Birmingham, they're just taking longer to develop those quick rims up the boards to the wingers, and we'll see how this plays out. But, yeah, once you're out of your zone, you're basically into the next zone.
Mitch Atkins getting tossed. At least I thought he was by the linesman. He comes back in on the draw with Phil Ledzianko, who goes down on the play. McKinney picks it up for Knoxville, and he'll put it in the far corner. Kept Ledzianko, hit by Atkins. Puck comes free for McKinney. Couldn't get the shot off. Knoxville keeps it alive. McKinney with the puck. Along the boards, gets past Brierly, who tips it finally, and Birmingham's Ballant. Nice pass cross ice for Phil Ledzianko. In front, deflected by his brother Kip wide. Loose puck on the near boards. Ballant couldn't keep it in. Back the other way comes McKinney. He loses it, and Cody Schwartz has it. He'll set it up for Soper, and right back in the Bulls zone. Atkins puts it. Line change for Knoxville. Behind the Bulls net. Nice chip pass ahead for McTavish, who gains that center ice stripe, and he'll dump it in. Line change for the Bulls, and everyone will have some fresh legs on the ice. Long pass ahead. Connects through center ice with Branshaw, who gives it to Williams. Left wing side, puts the brakes on, tied up along the boards. Puck comes free for McTavish. Tried to set it up. Does. It's going to be offside is called as Higgins took the pass. I guess they'll rule Higgins was offside, but a nice pass by Higgins, who had Olnick wide open in front of Mundinger.
And for everybody who's joining us on YouTube, Jody, just so they can get a visual of this, where we've got Birmingham moving left to right across the screen. The Bulls are in white, and Knoxville is wearing orange jerseys that look very similar to the Cincinnati Bengals football
Exactly
uniform.
the same as the Bengals. You're exactly right. Nice uniforms, and I don't care. I can at least read it as nice hit by Trevor Thurston along the far boards on Dowler. He returns the hit. Knoxville brings the puck in. There's Osick, a shot right into the mitt of Austin Lotz, and he holds on now. Matthews and Osick, a little pushing and shoving along the near boards. Nothing will come of it. Just typical game one of a semifinal matchup. Things will ratchet up.
Well, that's what I was looking at earlier, Jody, as we were analyzing the stats. You know, they got Cam Toby in the lineup. He's got 20 PIMs in the regular season. Stannard, he's on the IR, but you've got 2 or 3 other guys that definitely have had some 5s here in the playoffs.
In the corner, loose puck in the Bull zone, played by Glover. He whips it around the far boards, kept in by Knoxville. Behind the net, played by McCanny. Back at the point, shot deflected and never got through to Lotz. Loose in the slot, picked up by Matthews, ahead to Rose. Rose pops one off the near side, taken by Cam Toby. Toby ahead at center ice to Soper. Broken up nicely by the Bulls. Phil Ledzianko will have it near side. Back behind the net, it's played for his brother Kip. Turns and shoots it, never made it through, and the puck escapes back into center ice. Birmingham goes back in their own zone and has it. Now, backhand shot by Kip Ledzianko, who found a loose puck in the near face-off circle. Because of the curvature of his stick, he really couldn't get all that backhand on it, but he still managed to get it on net, just wasn't able to beat Mundinger.
Well, I think at this point, Jody, with the layout of this ice and everything like that, it's like there's a lot of play away from the goal, and it's wider, and, guys moving the puck back and forth, and all Ledzianko could do there was get that little backhander in on net, and when you're shooting on Mundinger, you see that he just gloved that one down with ease because his glove is one of his better attributes.
14:54 to go, first period, still no score. Seems like both teams trying to fill each other out a little bit. It's been a long time since they've seen each other. As I said earlier, it's February is the last two times these teams have played. And even then, we were comparing the rosters, Greg, and it's just not the same. Birmingham at least had 7 players playing then that aren't on this roster tonight.
Well, definitely a different lineup for the Bulls as we're looking. And, both teams pretty tentative on the forecheck so far. Jody, not a whole lot of action down there behind the goal line. We'll see if we can get that taken care of.
On the draw in the Knoxville zone, controlled by the Ice Bears, ahead for Dawson McKinney. For Mitch Atkins, he takes a shot wide of Lotz. It just bounced off the boards behind him, and he covers it up with the mitt. And as Austin Lotz does so many times, and instead of taking chances, he'll just rather prefer a face-off.
Well, that's it. When you look at these playoff series, Jody, they're the best 2 out of 3. There is no room whatsoever to take any kind of chances. You have to be 100% sure about everything that you do.
Face-off to the left of Austin Lotz. Phil Edzianko will be tossed. He's not happy about it. Andrew Ballant, the former Ice Bear, comes in his place. Ballant wins the draw, gets it to Brierly. He'll send it near side for Scahill. Weird pop off the boards. Ballant will pick it up, and he'll skate through center ice. Brings it into the Knoxville zone. Tried to set it up for Brierly. It's deflected by Atkins, and it'll come all the way back into the Birmingham zone, where it's played by McKinney. Tried a centering pass for Atkins. Knocked down by Olnick, and the puck is on the far boards. Atkins and Ledzianko fighting for it. It scores free. Scahill behind Lotz will try and set it up for Birmingham. Loose puck at center ice. Rollo has it for Knoxville. Tyler Rollo curls around one man in the slot. Takes the shot. Lotz couldn't see the puck. It goes wide. McKinney with a shot off the side of the net. Now it's loose in the near corner, played by Knoxville's Atkins. Birmingham's Ballant manages to clear, and this will be an icing. So as much as Birmingham would like to have a line change right now, that's not going to happen. They'll keep the same men on the ice.
Well, you can see they're definitely just playing this one safe right now, Jody. Taking another icing on that last play just to send it down, because you can see Knoxville applying a little pressure down there, down low, getting a shot off on Austin Lotz, side of the net.
Face off to the left of Austin Lotz. Whistle blows. There's some movement on that right wing side. They'll try it again. It's Osick on the draw. Opposite Sinclair. Puck is dropped. Loose in the face-off circle. Picked up by Branshaw of Knoxville. In front looking for Osick. He was there. Couldn't get control. Now it's loose in the slot. Picked up by Vance. He turns and spins, and that shot never made it through. Finally, the puck comes free for Ballant. Needing a line change, he just pops it into the far corner. Comes free near side. Sinclair, a centering pass, tried to hook up with Higgins and gets past everyone. Lies well out of his net, 15, 20 feet away. Gives the puck up, and Higgins ahead for McTavish. He's hit nailed along the boards by Dowler. And Knoxville's Vance couldn't catch up with it before Romeo did, but Vance takes it right back off the stick of Ryan Romeo. Loose puck along the far boards, chipped free to center ice. Still loose. Glover will tap it back on his defense, and Birmingham will try it again. Romeo couldn't connect with Kozarev. Gets past everyone back into the Knoxville zone. Glover has it. He had it taken away from him, but it's loose at center ice. Still loose. It pops into the Bulls bench. So a face-off will come at center ice.
Yeah, very tentative so far, Jody. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot of...
It's not crisp. It's early, and it's supposed to be that way.
Might be a little bit of nerves going on here, you know?
It's been a few days since these two teams have been on the ice, at least during a game. Now, as far side, there's a shot, never made it through. It hit Carson Rose. Jimmy Soper tried to clear it. Bounces right back to him. Finstrom takes a hit from Matthews, and the loose puck picked up by Trevor Thurston of the Bulls. Kuzmich tried to take it away from him, and it loose at center ice, played right back in on Lotz. Lotz gives it up to Matthews, near side for Phil Edzianko. Taps one off the boards for Ballant. He'll catch up with it first behind the Knoxville net. In front, there's a shot right into the midsection of Mundinger. As a nice play by Ballant and a centering pass back for Phil Edzianko. Ledzianko was all alone, Greg. He just couldn't get the shot low.
He was. Good hustle by Boulan to get down there on that dump, beat out the icing call. Knoxville's defender going down there. Blount pulled it out, got Ledzianko in the slot, and he had it. Just double clutched it a little bit. If he could have got that one off clean,
no doubt.
Put it up in the midsection of Mundinger, and he was there to gobble that up.
Off the draw, Birmingham will try and keep it alive. Phil Ledzianko tried to get it to his brother. Rollo takes it away. Far side for McKinney. Brierly back defensively, cuts him off. He'll drop it back. There's a shot deflected wide and behind the net. Loose now picked up by Knoxville. That's Dawson McKinney, spins away from Brierly. McKinney had it taken away from Blount, and Birmingham will clear through center ice. Kip Ledzianko chips it in near boards, into the corner. 3 Knoxville players back, no Bulls. Now big hit. Rollo goes down clutching that right knee. Higgins was the deliverer of that hit. Now Schwartz and Higgins really did nothing. The linesman race over to get in between. Now Dawson McKinney has something to say to Higgins. I believe they're worried about his right knee, and they should be. A collision between Ben Higgins and Tyler Rollo results in what looks like it could be a knee injury for Rollo. Greg, was it? What do you see on the replay?
One of those situations, they had the puck behind the net, and Rollo came skating up, and he looked back at the puck carrier behind the goal line, and Higgins was actually in pursuit of the puck carrier, and they both ran into each other. But nonetheless, a very dangerous hit.
Yeah.
And I think it's even more dangerous, Jody, when it's unintentional and both guys don't see each other and they're moving in different directions with different thoughts. But there was definitely knee-on-knee contact there, and this is another big blow to Knoxville if Rollo can continue.
Well, Rollo, during the playoffs, he's pointless. -1, and he's being helped off the ice, but that has a lot more to do with the depth that's available in Knoxville, more so than the point production. Now they're down a forward at the very least for the rest of this period, I would have surmised. They came into it with 11 forwards, so now they're down to 10, so someone is going to have to double up. I don't think there's been a penalty called as of yet. They were discussing it at the scorer's table with both referees and both captains. We'll wait and see, but no announcement's been made as of yet. There are 5 Bulls players on the ice, so I would take a guess that they're going to rule that as just an incidental collision.
Well, that's one, Jody, where even in playoffs, it's not necessarily about the guys who get all the points, because Rollo is one of those guys. As a defensive player, you just need solid guys who don't make mistakes.
Off the draw, Romeo has it. We'll see if there's any retaliation. This Soper, Jimmy that is, tried to walk in on Lotz, poke checked away from him, and Higgins, the man who delivered the hit, brings it into the Knoxville zone, and a whistle blows. They'll call offside on the play. Let's keep an eye on Ben Higgins. He looks like to be a marked man right now, Greg.
Well, that one you definitely see the tone in the air change a little bit, Jody, and Higgins on the ice getting a lot of stickers and snarls and everything like that. But nonetheless, no penalty call, and we'll continue play 5-on-5.
Face-off just outside of the Knoxville blue line. Tyler Williams lined up with Higgins near side. Osick and Sinclair on the draw. Puck drop, comes back for Vance, and he'll set it up far side for Dowler, who tips it back into the Bulls zone, right in on Lotz. Once again, Austin Lotz, his MO, just cover it up and play for a better shift, I guess. Maybe you get control of this draw and take off your own way.
Well, Jody, you're in the opposing rink, you know what I mean? Knoxville doing a really good job on those soft dumps, applying pressure. They're coming in, skating hard to the net, and Austin Lotz just doesn't want to take a chance. So I don't blame him there. I think it's a smart play.
Face off to his left, off the draw. Branshaw tried to get it to Dowler. He fanned on it. Look out, Carson Rose is there. Couldn't walk past him, and then Tyler Williams will bring it in for Knoxville. He takes a shot. Nice quick glove save made by Lotz. and he'll hold on. We'll do it again.
And that is a big glove save by Lotz right there, Jody. Williams, a young rookie coming in. He's had a heck of a year this year. Came in, cut across the slot, and went back to the same side. Lotz was pushing across with him to Lotz's right and threw up that big glove and pulled one down.
Williams, 37 points during the regular season. In his rookie year, he has one thus far in the 3 games plus this period he's played in the playoffs. Behind the net, Dowler with a centering pass right through the blue paint. Almost deflected right in. Now Kozarev takes a hit from Dowler. Loose puck rose. Center one goes down. Glover was cruising, but he couldn't get the stick on the puck. Carson Vance, the former Bull, has it now. Glover and Dowler pushing and shoving. Glover has a few words for the Knoxville bench. Things are going to get chippier as the night progresses, Greg.
Well, I think they're going to come out of this. They're going to open it up here, Jody. Things are going to get more heated, and we're going to see lots of action here.
Now, Phil Ledzianko tried to set it up for Ballant. Puck's free near side. Matthews keeps it alive. Ballant will pick it up. Had it bounce off his stick. He takes the hit from Toby, and back the other way comes McKinney. Dawson McKinney can't get past Kip Ledzianko. He takes him down, then delivers a hit to Matthews. Kip delivers it back. Now behind the play, Matthews takes a big hit. There's going to be a penalty coming up. I don't know if it's going to be both or one, but it's going to be a high stick. As Kip Ledzianko took a hit originally, then Matthews in the corner took a hit. Ledzianko didn't like it. He came back in and answered. The whistle blows, and now there's an explanation being given at center ice to Dawson McKinney by both referees with 9:47 to go. Immediate timeout. Let's try and calm things down out there a little bit.
Well, ever since that Higgins hit, Jody, you can tell the sticks have been up, the elbows have been up. It's been getting, the temperature's definitely rising here in Knoxville. And you saw Matthews back there, and I think Matthews and McKinney, they got tied up behind the goal line to Austin Lotz's left side. And Matthews had him pinned up against the boards. And I thought that Matthews was looking for a dance partner there, but McKinney was not the one that he came looking for. And so cooler heads prevail there, and we'll see how we come out of this. But no fights to this point.
The penalty box are right in front of us. Beneath us, the actual bleachers are a good 5 to 8 feet, the penalty box, that is, 5 to 8 feet below those bleachers. We can't see what's in the penalty box is what I'm trying to say, or who is. We're back to action, and it looks like 5-on-5 as the puck's in and on Lotz, and he holds it once again after making the save with that glove. Now, I'm looking, can you see from your vantage point, Greg, if anyone is in the penalty box, if coincidentals were called?
I didn't see anybody go to the box.
I didn't hear an announcement either, but the whistle blew and the ref had his hand up for high sticking.
That's what I was wondering, that play. Knoxville came in with a shot from the point. Lotz made the save and the whistle blew.
Back to action. Loose puck picked up by Jimmy Soper. Back at the point, a deflection right in on Lotz. He makes a save. Now Scahill keeping Jimmy Soper away from Austin Lotz. A little pushing and shoving. Jimmy Soper, the captain of Knoxville. Looks like they're trying to get into Austin Lotz's lunchbox there and want to try and throw him off his game. And it's kind of hard to do that with Austin.
Well, the Bulls defense, you see Scahill, he's not letting anybody get near Austin Lotz, so great job by him to box out Soper, who's trying to get in there and rattle the cage a little bit.
Soper on the faceoff with McGregor Sinclair is dropped loose. Played along the boards. Knoxville tried to drop it in. It's taken away by Sinclair, or Scahill, that is. He couldn't get past the Knoxville defense, and it's cleared back into center ice. Soper taps it for his brother Kyle. He takes the shot down on his knees. Once again, Austin Lotz makes the save and holds on. Let me ask you something, Greg, with Austin making these saves, and he always holds the puck. He wants a face-off, and I love that. Does that get frustrating to the other team? Knowing that he's not going to continue play, he's going to hold on to the puck.
Well, I think with the pressure that Knoxville's had here in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Jody, that's a situation where you're going to keep throwing them in on Austin Lotz, and you're going to have guys crashing the net, but no rebounds. That's great for the Bulls, bad for Knoxville.
Carson Vance, the former Bull, sends one around the boards behind the net, played by Romeo past Osick. Now along the far right wing board, still loose. Right at the Bulls' blue line, Tyler Williams tried to keep it and he couldn't, and it just escapes the Birmingham zone. So Carson Vance will bring it in. He had it poke checked away from him. Comes right back to, that's Tyler Williams with the puck. He loses the puck and it's loose in front. Look out, Birmingham almost gave one up to Branshaw, who had it right in front of Lodge. Now here we go. If we hurry, 3-on-1. Birmingham's Carson Rose with Glover. Rose in front. There's a shot by Kozarev, and Mundinger, I believe, deflected that pass from Rose, who probably wishes he would have shot that puck instead of looking for the trailing shot of Kozarev.
Well, you had Glover going to the net, driving to the back door. You had Rose coming in down the left side, Kozarev in the middle. Rose had a lot of options there, Jody, and it goes back to looking at that Roanoke-Knoxville game earlier. Roanoke did the same thing. We just got to shoot the puck.
Off the draw, Toby plays it around near side. Matthews will keep it, or try to keep it in. He couldn't. Puck bounces back in the Bull zone where Phil Edzianko sends it through center ice. Toby sets it up far side. Now it's loose at center ice. Birmingham will retreat into their own zone and set the play. 8 minutes, 10 seconds to go. First period, no score. Andrew Ballot hit by Toby. Ballot tried a centering pass. No one was there except McCanny, and he'll set it up. McCanny brings it into the Bull zone. Kip Ledzianko on him. McCanny centers one for Atkins. Gets past him. Now it's up at the point. Cam Toby, a shot kicked in the corner by Thurston. And sent back into the Knoxville zone by Andrew Ballot. Loose puck at center ice, bouncing around. Olnick's there. Big hit by McKinney on Higgins. Coughs it up. Knoxville loses the puck. Higgins takes it away. In front, a shot deflected off the stick of Olnick by Toby. Had a good chance at it, but never made it to Mundinger. Now right out in front. There's a loose puck. Olnick scores! Birmingham keeping the pressure on, forechecking down low behind that goal line, and eventually that pass just made it out. And this time, Greg, there were no Knoxville players to knock the puck into the corner. Birmingham's Olnick finds it, and he puts the Bulls up 1-0.
And that's what happened. Higgins had it down low. He fished it up to Olnick right there in the slot, Jody, and he came in. Mundinger got his stick and was swinging it around, trying to poke check him. Missed with the first one. Olnick made the play, came over, went to his backhand and slid it right past that left pad of Mundinger. 1-0 Bulls.
So Higgins and McTavish on the assist to the Olnick goal for Colton in the playoffs. That will be his second goal of the playoffs to give the Bulls a 1-0 lead. That's an even strength goal. There's a shot save made. Loss got that skate out, that left kick save, and Birmingham clears back into the Knoxville zone where it's played by Kyle Soper. Quickly ahead, he takes the hit, but sets it up for Noah Finstrom, a backhander save by Lotz. Knoxville putting the pressure on, deflected by Soper. Scahill in position, knocks it into the corner. Kept alive by Knoxville off the stick of Finstrom. Scahill and him fighting for control, and it's sent back into the Knoxville zone. Birmingham will change lines.
Austin Lotz, two big saves there, Jody. The pinball flippers, I like to call it, left leg, right leg. It sends Knoxville away pointless.
Now Soper, Kyle Soper takes Ballot down, and immediately the penalty is called. I'll take the penalty, Greg, but
unintentional.
There was no intent. You're exactly right, and I'm not sure if Ballot didn't go down because he was trying to avoid said hit.
Right.
But nonetheless, that'll send him to the box. That's Kyle Soper. So the first power play of the night for either team, Birmingham, will go on the power play. For the Bulls, this playoff series, this will only be our fifth power play opportunity. No goals so far in the power play. We're 0 for 4. Be nice to get another one here, Greg.
Absolutely, Jody. And you know, the first period, Knoxville tends to struggle, being minus 14.
Their goal differential not good in the first period, and Birmingham just added to it, so you have to make that a minus 15. As Romeo takes the puck behind his own net, avoids Jimmy Soper. He'll drop it back, and Birmingham's Phil Edzianko has it. Having trouble getting through center ice, Greg, with the man advantage.
Yep. Very passive forecheck there by Knoxville, pulling it back. The Bulls retreating here, coming down around, looking to
go the other way.
That's right.
Now in their own zone, look out, they almost coughed it up. It looks like they just don't. I'm actually glad the whistle blew.
Wow.
Believe it or not, an icing is called on the Bulls when they're on the power play. That's how messed up this first part of the power play is for Birmingham.
I promise you, Jody, the rink's a little bit wider, and you can see the Bulls, they came up there, and with the neutral zone being so short, they looked to hinge and threw it back. And when they hinged back in, they were at the top of their circles. It's just a different ice surface.
Face off in the Bull zone. Free for Ballant, who's watched by Atkins. Behind the net, played by Romeo. Forechecking there by Atkins. He gets away from him, and finally, Birmingham will set the power play with 1:10 of power play time remaining. Phil Edzianko, near side for Ballant. Still cannot get past that center ice stripe, Greg. Finally, Phil Edzianko brings it in for his brother Kip. He takes a shot, stick save, rebound loose. Olenek fanned on it, and it's cleared by Atkins down into the Bull zone.
And that right there, Jody, that's Mundinger's Achilles heel, those low shots, especially 5-hole. He bangs them with his stick and then scrambles around.
Now Brierly drops it back for Rose for Kozarev. Glover returns for Kozarev, near side. Nikita back at the point for Brierly. Return for Kozarev, down low. Glover has it, thought about it. Kozarev, a shot! Save made by Mundinger, and that's a great shot by Kozarev. It was low, but Mundinger was able to squeeze the pads and keep the puck between them.
It is, and you saw Glover, Jody. He got that puck down low on the goal line, and as he looked into the net, he saw nothing but Mundinger, nothing but pads and upper body pulled up against the post. So he did the right thing. He threw it back to Kozarev. Kozarev looking to go just over that pad, Jody, and just missed it. Hits Mundinger's pad. He covers it up. 28 seconds left in the power play for the Bulls.
McGregor Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham, gets it back to Brierly. Taylor has to come down low. Kozarev takes his spot. McGregor Sinclair tried to get it near side. It comes all the way to Brierly, still out of position. He gets it back to Kozarev. Cross-ice pass connects with Edzianko. Or Rose, that is. Down low, back to Rose. He one-times it high, as deflected. And now Osick is hurt on that as he took the shot. Now Glover has it. A nice play by Carson Vance, lying down prone on the ice. Blocks that pass, and now Kyle Soper gets it to Williams. Kyle Soper out of the penalty box. Back at full and even strength as Knoxville as the puck in the Bull zone, taken by Taylor Brierly. He just lifts one into the near corner, and back to get it is Tobu, who, as I said earlier, fresh off the IR. Now McKinney takes the puck. Matthews back. McKinney cross-ice pass right through the slot. Atkins couldn't get the shot off. Higgins tied him up somewhat. Now it's loose off the stick of McKinney into the far corner. Still loose. Picked up by Atkins of Knoxville. Lice, that is, sticks it aside, and what a play by Lice. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The puck bounced off the glass up against the back of the net. He reaches around with his mitt and somehow squeezes it and holds on.
And that was dangerous, Jody. Is that Rolo 44, as he was behind the goal line, tied up by Matthews with that puck like on top of the net, making its way towards the front of the crossbar. He's waving his stick, trying to knock it off the top of the net, down Austin Lotz's back, and trying to get an unconventional goal. Great heads-up play by Austin Lotz to pull that one down after making the first save. Kareem's up off the glass, back off the top of the net, into Austin Lotz's glove, and all is well here for the Birmingham Bulls.
Birmingham is blessed with a great tandem between Hayden Stewart and Austin Lotz, but when you have a goaltender such as you do in Austin Lotz, who's won 7 in a row and unbeaten in his last 12, that's a horse you got to ride.
Well, it's one of those things, Jody, where, you know, goalies battle they've been sharing all year, going back and forth, and now you start the playoffs, you pick a goalie and you ride them out until they don't win. Then you say, okay, other guy, your turn. So, hey, great problem to have right now for the Birmingham Bulls with Austin Lotz being hot and having Hayden Stewart in reserve ready to go.
3:50 to go, first period, Birmingham up 1-0. Puck is dropped, played by Thurston off the glass and tipped back into center ice. Taken away, though, by Knoxville. They'll bring it right back in. Pass near side for Jimmy Soper. His shot weak when Denver made it on net. Far side, played by Knoxville. Back, that was Kuzmich. He loses it. Birmingham having trouble getting out. Trevor Thurston avoids the hit by Soper. Dangerous pass right through the slot. Finally cleared. McTavish was back. It would have been an offside, so it's played near side. Raposo for Finstrom, the former Huntsville Havoc. Finstrom ahead for Soper. Off the skate of Finstrom. He has it near side. Nobody to go to at the point. Curls away from Youngworth. Finstrom again. There's a centering pass at the blue line. Birmingham takes it away, and here comes Phil Ledzianko. Ledzianko, pad save made by Mundinger. Ledzianko just needed one more step, and he was gone. But nonetheless, he got the shot off, just couldn't beat Mundinger. Now Youngworth at his own blue line drops it back. 13-10, Knoxville out shooting the Bulls. As Youngworth takes a hit, Kozarev with a shot off the leg of Schwartz. Nice centering pass, Cahill with a blast. And save made by Mundinger. And it's chipped right back into the Bull zone. Play picking up. Now Cahill takes the hit behind the net, goes down awkwardly from Branshaw. And Birmingham manages to clear. Look out, Glover was there. Mundinger will clear it himself into center ice. Play really picking up now, Greg. Look out, almost a giveaway. Rose takes it off the stick of Vance. No room to shoot it. Now it's loose along the near side. Rose delivering the body with Kyle Soper. Still loose in the Knoxville zone. Vance loses it. Soper had it. Come right back to Carson Vance. Tied up by Rose. He'll give it up for Osick, and he'll skate away. Derek Osick through center ice. Gets past Rose, brings it into the Bull zone, takes the shot, goes behind the net. They'll play near side for Tyler Williams. Played into the corner. McKinney absorbs the hit from Youngworth. He's tied up by Youngworth, and nice play, and it's taken away by McTavish, who clears, and Birmingham can change lines. Under a minute and a half to go, first period. McKinney drops it for Osick. Tried to get it back to McKinney. He goes through the crease. Almost ran into Lotz. McKinney slow to get up. Now it's played at the point by Osick. Cleared aside by Lotz, who's pushed and shoved by McKinney. I'm telling you, things are going to get nasty before long. Sinclair in the Knoxville zone, into the corner, cuts behind the net. Taken away by Mitchell Atkins. We're under a minute to go as Atkins skates through center ice. Olnick catches up with him, takes the puck away. Cody Schwartz plays it far side for Kyle Soper. Gives it up for Atkins. McKinney curls away from Phil Ledzianko. Nice play. Bellant takes it away from Soper. Score! Kyle Soper, a giveaway in his own zone, and the last person of many Birmingham Bulls you want to get the puck away on an unmolested breakaway is Andrew Bellant. He buries it. Birmingham scores and takes a 2-0 lead.
And there is Jody Bellant coming in. You saw him cutting in down that right side, cuts over to the net. Bellant waited for Mundinger to drop down once again in that poke check, sticking those pads out, and he made no mistake and buried it low glove just over the pad, and the scouting report prevails, and Bulls lead 2-0.
Unassisted goal by Bellant, giving the Bulls a 2-0 lead. 19:23, the time of the goal. There's a shot taken by Knoxville. Now Soper has it. They're trying to cut into this lead. Toby with a shot. That actually hit the shoulder of Ryan Romeo into the netting. So we'll have a face-off in the Bulls zone. Kuzmich for Knoxville. Really, to me, at this point, the most noticeable ice bear on the ice. He had a shot at it, but Birmingham doing a good job defensively in their own zone, getting in the passing lanes and the shooting lanes.
Well, Knoxville definitely is. They're in their zone, Jody. You can see him stretching that player at the far blue line.
Off the draw, Ballant backhands one gingerly down into the Knoxville zone, played by Vance. We're under 15 seconds to go in the first. Jimmy Soper sets it up far side. Raposo back in off the boards, bounce right into the glove of Austin Lutz. And I bet you, Greg, eventually that's going to frustrate the heck out of Knoxville. How many times Austin grabs that puck, they're going to try and run him and knock it loose, and then we have a problem.
Well, and you saw McKinney took a couple of runs through the crease there, Jody, and trying to get under Lutz's skin a little bit. And, you know, McKinney of all guys that, you know, stepped down for Matthews about 8 minutes ago. So very interesting plays by McKinney.
7.8 seconds remaining. Face-off in the Bull zone. Loose in that face-off circle. Scahill bounces one off the boards, and it's into center ice, and that'll do it for the first period of play, and a nice one that is for the Birmingham Bulls. They were outshot 14-13, but no matter. We take a 2-0 lead into the locker room off of goals from Colton Olnick, his second of the playoffs.
And you can see, Jody, Knoxville definitely a little bit more comfortable in this rink, and they have that home ice advantage, especially in the breakouts, because they know where their guys are going. They've got guys posted up, one guy on each side on the weak side. So if the puck's on the right, they've got a guy up on that left side on that far blue line, and that's where they go all the time. The Bulls are a little bit off in their transition out of their zone. Like I said, it's a different rink. The end zone is about probably 8 feet longer. The center zone is a lot more compact. The Bulls trying to figure that out. But this 2-goal lead, Jody, what it boils down to is the Bulls are just out-willing it right now.
Right now they're out-working them, they're out-hustling them, and things are working. Ballant, that last goal, his first of the playoffs for Andrew, has a couple of assists. Jimmy Soper still on the ice, having a long discussion with both referees. William Jocks is really the one he's talking to, along with Brett Straley. I don't know what he could be arguing about unless he's still upset about the knee-to-knee hit that was delivered by Ben Higgins. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. It could be the knee-to-knee hit, but, I mean, at the end of the day, Jody, could be the Matthews and the McKinney thing in the corner that was blown dead and no call, but you know, at the end of the day, both of these goals were turnovers in the neutral zone. That's where the plays originated from on Knoxville's behalf, with the Bulls doing a good job picking those off. Ballant being one of them that just stripped the puck in the neutral zone, went in all alone on Mundinger. So, you know, that's not a referee thing, in my opinion. That's a team defense thing.
One thing I will say about this game, while we're up 2-0 with 40 minutes to go, this is basically the same thing that happened in the Roanoke-Knoxville first round series, where Knoxville dropped game one in their own building. They gave up a couple of goals in the first, losing game one 4-1 before coming back and winning 2 in a row. This team doesn't quit, Greg, is what I'm trying to say. They will start protecting Mundinger more than they have, because that first goal that we scored from Colton Olnick was a direct result of nobody was back, crashing into the net defensively for Roanoke to clear the puck. It came right to Olnick, who buried it. And the last giveaway by Kyle Soper, I mean, it's Ballant on a breakaway. What do you do?
Right, one of the best scorers on our team, Jody, probably, you know, behind Carson Rose. Ballant, when I say best, I mean natural.
Yeah,
you got some guys who are playmakers, some guys who are just built to put the puck in the net, and Ballant is one of them. And, you know, I'll tell you what, Pickle Butter in the chat on YouTube, Jody, he summed it up. Good period, Bulls.
An excellent period for Birmingham. All right, that'll do it for the end of the first period. We're going to take a break. What I would like for our fans to do that are listening, especially on YouTube, the audio portion only, is let us know if you hear these ads playing. That's about the only thing that's left to conquer.
Or it'll be music for the first. Let's just go with music.
Whether it be music or ads that you hear, let us know if you hear them or not, because at this point we're getting no sound at all. So give us a little help, and we'll give you help by letting you know what else is going on when the period starts to start the second. Let me say one other thing. Kind of a funny story, but nonetheless one that needs to be told. Before the game, Greg and I made it to the arena, and we're trying to find a safe place to park that we won't get towed. So we parked out in front of the Zamboni entrance, finally made it in, got permission, and we decided at that point I was going to wait on the team bus to arrive. So as I always do, I interview head coach Craig Simchuk, and we play up between the first period and the second intermission. We play the remaining part of it. Well, I walked into his office today, and he looked at me, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm here to do the interview." He said, "No, you're not." I said, "Craig, we've been doing this since we've been hot. Of course I'm here to do this. I don't want to break my routine." And he corrected me. He said, "The routine is when we're at home, you interview me."
Right.
I've never been interviewed on the road, and we're going to leave it that way. Nothing I could say except, "Okay, you're right," and I walked away. I did turn around and say, "Hey, this is on you, not on me, though."
Well, Jody, I'll tell you what, we've been riding superstitions. We've had our own ever since we left Birmingham. We've been witnessing other people's superstitions, and hockey players are a different breed, whether you're the coach, whether you're Joe Stroud, the GM, or whether you're Jody Chernevsky, the play-by-play guy. Everybody's got their thing, and everybody's sticking to it right now.
There's been some odd things happen on this trip.
Absolutely.
And I'll leave it at that. I will say this, Pat Johnson, if you're listening, we have a story for you. And I think you will appreciate it. But right now, that'll do it for the first period of play. We'll take a break and then come back for second period action. Score, once again, at the end of 1, Birmingham 2, Knoxville nothing. You're listening and watching to Birmingham Bulls hockey.
Tonight, house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country. Rulers of the Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country. Rulers of the Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Tempest flare gloves hit the ice. Kick his ass not once but twice. Down south losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good guys win. Steel on ice and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. losing is a sin. Bulls light the lamp and the good gods win. Steel our lives and hearts on fire. Every goal takes us higher and higher. In the valley under the stars so bright, we fight for glory, we fight tonight. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. Our house, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no road.
right, Jody Chernesky back at the Knoxville Civic Complex here along with Greg Dreveny. Score at the end of one period of play, Birmingham 2, Knoxville nothing. Greg, it was kind of an odd way to start the game. Everyone just kind of taking their own sweet time, and then a hit delivered by Ben Higgins kind of started things in an odder way, in a way that was much more physical and into Birmingham's favor. A lot of loose pucks coming our way.
Well, it's very, very tentative plays on both sides of the puck, Jody, for about the first 4 or 5 minutes. And then you're absolutely right. After that hit by Higgins, then everything opened up at both ends. And, not only the physicality and, how hard they were crashing the crease and everything like that, but it also, I think the play opened up a little bit too, and everybody started taking more chances and stretching the ice, trying to make some passes and getting their feet going. But nonetheless, the difference in this game so far is Austin Watts versus Mundinger, and Knoxville out shooting the Bulls 14-13 in the first. The Bulls are leading 2-0.
The brothers Ledzianko have kind of figured things out, and it's kind of obvious to the entire league, us especially. Right now, they're the best players that I've seen during the first round of the playoffs and the last part of the season. Kip is on a 9-game scoring streak, 8 goals, 8 assists during those 9 games, 16 points. Phil is on a 7-game scoring streak, 4 goals, 8 assists. Their line mate, Andrew Ballon, who has a goal tonight, has 6 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games. Add another one, so 7 goals. Kip, well, I can go on and on talking about those two twins and Ballon, but man, they make a difference when they're on the ice together.
Oh, absolutely. They know where everybody's going to be, Jody. And I'll tell you, the biggest turnaround point of this season was when the Ledzianko's parents came over.
Yes.
Family atmosphere.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? I know what it's like to be away from home, be away from your family, especially when it's totally different. And when the College Hockey South All-Star team, when we went across and played in Germany and Austria, Jody, it's just a different feeling when you're on a different continent. I've been all over North America with hockey, but you know what? At the end of the day, if I ever wanted to go home, I tried to get in a car and go find the roadway to get there. When you're across the river, so to speak, in another continent, you know what I mean? There's always that thought about, I can't get home unless I go get on a plane or something like that. So I think that really, brought a lot of settling to the Ledzianko.
And you know what, Greg? I'm glad you brought that up. They're still young guys. They were able to come to this country without speaking a word of English and graduate college, legitimately graduate in 5 years. And you know what? They miss their mom and dads too, like we did.
Absolutely, 100%.
So that did settle them down, and you may be onto something. That may have been what made them turn the corner. All right, back to action. Second period underway. Back comes Kuzmich. He loses the puck. Ballon had it, gives it up a nice feed ahead for Phil Ledzianko. Ledzianko for Briley. His deflection goes just to the side of Mundinger. Puck is played behind the net. Kip Ledzianko chips to the far corner where it's played by Finstrom. Finstrom ahead for Schwartz, who clears the puck back into the Bull zone. Just that quickly, Kip Ledzianko puts it right back in. Mundinger will leave it for Schwartz. Ahead for Finstrom. He deflects it in on Lotz, who actually played it this time, and he gives it to Ryan Romeo, who lifts one into center ice. Taken there by McGregor Sinclair, right wing side. Sinclair with a shot off the blocker of Mundinger. Near side, here comes Jimmy Soper through center ice. Sends it in deep. Lotz will play it himself. Branshaw keeps it alive. His shot's deflected and stopped by Olnick. Branshaw back at the point for Vance. Bounces one off the boards. That's more of a pass than a shot, but he didn't connect. And Sinclair chips it back into the Knoxville zone.
You see how dead those boards are back there behind Austin Lotz, Jody? That big thud that we heard. I don't know if they heard it at home.
Completely different than what we have in Pelham. As Carson Rose with the puck just inside the blue line. He takes the shot, but it was deflected and comes back to center ice. Picked up by Knoxville. Tyler Williams. Down low. There's a centering pass and a nice one right to Osick, but right there, once again, Austin Lotz is there and he covers up. Nice play by Tyler Williams, setting up Osick, but Lotz equal to the task.
Well, big save there by Lotz, Jody. What I like about that is Matthews stayed with Osick right there in the slot, even though he got the shot off. As soon as he got that off, it was a weak one, and that made that an easy save. So great job by the Bulls defense with this one-on-one coverage down low.
Off the draw, played by Trevor Thurston, gives it up from Matthews. Ahead through center ice, Carson Rose is there. Off of Carson, back into center ice. Here comes Knoxville. McCanny with the puck. Curls away from Matthews. Liam McCanny drops it down low, played by Atkins. In front, there's a shot taken by Toby's. That one off the side of the net. Now McCanny tried to spin out in front. Nice play by Carson Rose to keep him from doing so. Loose puck behind the net, comes to Thurston. Look out, Glover couldn't clear, gets it to the far boards, but not out. Toby plays it around the boards. It'll come near side. Atkins pinching in, keeps it alive. Pressure put on now by Knoxville. Kozarev can't get it out. Dawson McKinney. Far face-off circle, takes a shot, save made, rebound, cleared by Rose, and that one right in. A smart play by Carson Rose to put that puck on net so they can change lines. Fresh legs now on the ice as Kip Ledzianko takes it. He takes the shot right into the glove of Mundinger, who squeezes it, and we'll have a face-off to his left.
Well, the good news for the Bulls is, Jody, even though the rink is different, and you can see what I mean, even on wraparounds and going around the far boards, like Kozarev going after that puck on the wall, he went as hard as he would have to go in Birmingham, but then he was still 3 feet short of the boards, and that ended up keeping the puck in. But the good news for the Bulls is the blue paint in front of Austin Lotz is still the same.
Off the draw, Knoxville clears. Finstrom couldn't control it, taken away nicely by Taylor Brierly. He circles back in his own zone. Brierly with the puck. Nice pass ahead to Kip Ledzianko, but it just bounced off his stick. Played behind the net. His brother Phil going in. Schwartz sends it far side. Taken away nicely by Ballant. Here comes that twin line with Ballant. Ballant takes the shot, save, rebound, loose, still loose. Knocked into the corner by Soper. Birmingham will take it. Played behind the net. Schwartz has it. Watched by Phil Ledzianko. Birmingham will change lines while the puck is behind Stephen Mundinger. Pass through center ice. Kuzmich has it. Knocked away by Brierly, but it comes straight to Jimmy Soper. He drops it back to his brother. Bounces off his stick. Knoxville will have to retreat. Youngworth with the puck. He'll go behind Lotz. Gets it ahead for Higgins. He takes the hit, though. Higgins around the boards near side. No one there. It'll come all the way back to center ice where it's played by Kuzmich. Into the Bull zone. Centers a pass over for Williams. Williams in front, deflected by Vance. Well wide of the net. Now tied up behind the net. Both players going down. McTavish along with Osick. Youngworth comes in to try and knock it free. McTavish does. Back the other way come the Bulls. Higgins, instead of trying to go in on that, smart play, dumps it in deep for a line change. Carson Vance back into the Bull zone, taken by Romeo ahead for Rose and Kozarev. Behind the Knoxville net, played by Dowler. Kozarev ties him up. Puck comes free for Vance, and back the other way comes Knoxville. That's Williams. Tied up by Rose. He tried to draw a penalty, and he actually did it. You've got to be kidding me, Greg.
Well, one of those things, Jody.
Oh, boy.
Hard work. Good job by Knoxville to skate with speed through the neutral zone.
Greg, that's not hard work.
Wow.
That's just, that's not a penalty. I'm sorry, it's just not. It looked, from up here we saw he was trying to draw the penalty, and he just... Either way, it's okay.
Part of the game, Jody. I mean, hey, good job. You know?
That's Knoxville's first power play of this series. Their unit as a whole has scored one power play goal in 9 attempts, 11% success rate in those 3 games versus Roanoke. Birmingham, face off in their own zone, will try and kill this penalty. Big one. Remember, this is a 2-goal lead, not a 3-goal lead. McKinney with the puck far side. Puck squirts free, and Birmingham clears it. McGregor Sinclair down to the zone. Just that quickly, a 10-second shift. Birmingham changing penalty kill unit. Carson Vance skates ahead, drops it back. Branshaw, far side Williams. Williams brings it in loose. He never really controlled it. Puck comes free near side. McKinney was there, couldn't control it. Williams has it just inside the Bulls' blue line. Far side for Branshaw. Soper setting up in front of the net. Puck comes free for Soper. For McKinney, return to Soper. There's a nice pass interception by Sinclair as Birmingham's Phil Edzianko drops it for Barley. There it's loose. Tried to get it for Phil Edzianko. He couldn't connect. Short-handed, and here comes Williams the other way. Tyler Williams into the Bull zone. We're down to a minute to go on this power play. There's a centering pass deflected by the defense of Birmingham out of play as Youngworth got a stick in front of that pass. So we'll have a face-off to the right of Lotz with our first media timeout of the second period.
All right, Jody. So Taylor Brierly coming down right there. Great drop pass by Ledzianko. Just manifested into the universe. Even though they can't hear us, what do you want to tell Taylor Brierly right now?
You know what I want to tell him.
Shoot the puck.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what I always say. Shoot the puck. Worry about what happens later. Good things happen when you shoot the puck. You know, we've seen one play in the first period where Carson Rose on a 3-on-1 had a chance to shoot, and he opted, and I understand why, opted to drop it back to Kozarev, but because of it, not one shot was taken. You know, and that's the bad. We don't know what would have happened out of that, but either way, we do have a 2-0 lead. 57 seconds remaining in the penalty and power play for Knoxville.
The biggest difference in this game right now, Jody, is composure. And you know what? Things aren't really going the Bulls' way a lot of the time, just with some passes and things getting kind of bundled up or whatever, but they always have composure. They don't panic.
Romeo off the draw. Banks went off the boards, back down into the Knoxville end of the ice. Mundinger drops it and leaves it. Schwartz skates away. Cody Schwartz. Again, that drop pass. Everyone loves it. Bringing it in, that was Finstrom. Had it roll off his stick, played behind the net. Osick tied up by Youngworth, and easily McTavish sends it the length of the ice.
What the drop pass equate to, Jody?
A turnover.
You got it.
30 seconds to go on this power play. They'll try it again as Finstrom sends it far side for Osick. Thurston back defensively. Osick behind the net near side for Atkins along the boards. McTavish ties him up. Loose puck in the face-off circle. Comes free and backhanded out by Thurston. And that'll do it. We're down to 5 seconds of power play time remaining. Maybe one last rush. But either way, Birmingham's going to get back on the ice as Rose is out. And Birmingham is back at full and even strength. Now Lotz plays it around the boards. Atkins stops that puck from getting out. There's a shot by McKinney. Save made by Lotz. He kind of was his own worst enemy there, but he actually found his way out of it. Puck along the near boards in the Knoxville zone, played by the Bulls. McKinney takes it away from Rose. Lotz gave the puck away, but he made the save because of it. Now Schwartz behind his own net for Knoxville with 12:30 to go here in the second period. Birmingham maintaining a 2-0 lead. Phil Ledzianko gets in the way, gets a check. Kozarev back for Ledzianko, score! As that one was deflected by a sprawling Kyle Soper, and that is what I mean by shoot the puck. Things happen when you do.
Absolutely. So many times, Jody, it's the playoffs. Pucks are going to go in unconventional ways, and you just saw a beauty right there for the Bulls anyway. Bad luck for Kyle Soper and Mundinger. However, that shot, the intent, it was going to the back post, whatever. Throw it on net. Doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to be bar down. Just throw it in that direction. You saw it go off Soper there. And the Bulls, that is a big goal, Jody, giving them a 3-0 lead.
It's hard to hear the announcements in the building, so I didn't get exactly. We'll find in a second and give you the update as to the goal and the assist. Birmingham with now a 3-0 lead. That goal coming at 7:37 of the second period. And sending it in is Dowler into the Bull zone. Scahill couldn't get it out. Loose along the corner. Played by the Bulls along the boards. Taken away by Knoxville. There's Carson Vance with a shot, deflects it wide of Austin Loss. Ballant tied up by Soper. Jimmy, that is, gets it back for Dowler. He takes a shot, blocker save made by Lotz. Puck in the corner. Cahill has it. Soper ties him up. Nice, but through the leg pass by Phil Edzianko to Brierly, who doesn't do anything with it but tip it in deep and get a line change. Smart play by Taylor Brierly.
Do you see the composure I'm talking about?
No doubt.
Joey?
You can feel it, Greg.
Yep.
Now it's center ice. Loose puck played by McCanny on Youngworth. It's loose into the Bull zone now. Chipped to the far boards by Sinclair, and he gets it to center ice. Puck goes into the Knoxville bench, so we'll have a face-off just outside the Knoxville blue line. And I'll say this, that last goal, it was already a quiet crowd, but that last goal really put them down in their seats. That last goal was scored by Phil Edzianko. His scoring streak continues. Kozarev on the assist. That's Edzianko's second goal of the playoffs. 3-0 Birmingham. Youngworth with the puck. Off the stick of Sinclair, goes in deep. Taken away nicely by Higgins. That puck lifted into center ice. Youngworth has it for Birmingham. Olnick turns it right back in. At what point do we see Knoxville start to take some chances with the forecheckers in deep, Greg?
Well, it's one of those situations. They're going to be trying it, definitely, but the Bulls have identified that play that they're stretching their winger out there to the far blue line, and the Bulls D are just pulling back and playing with them.
And that's through center ice. Nice pass up to Tyler Williams in the Bull zone. Top of the face-off circle. Takes a shot, deflected into the netting, and out of play. And you're right, Birmingham just looks calm, cool, and collected out there playing hockey.
And you saw it right there. Like, Knoxville, they definitely created a couple of opportunities in the first period, but Coach Simchuk and Coach Kerr identified that. They made that change in the second, and you saw right there with Thurston and Matthews, the worst-case scenario they're going to have with Knoxville stretching their guys, Jody, is a 2-on-2, and I'll take that all night long the way Austin Lotz is playing.
Off the draw in the Bull zone. Look out, giveaway.
Wow.
Backhander by Kuzmich. Save made by Lotz. Schwartz with the puck now. Cuts through the slot. Blocked by Thurston, who hurts.
Yep.
Trust me, he hurts. That one, I believe, off his ankle. Soper picks it up, and he'll bring it back into the Bull zone. Thurston goes in after it. Hit hard there by Jimmy Soper. Kuzmich as well. And a nice play by Rose. Just tips that pass into center ice.
Soper is really playing physical there, Jody, as their captain, trying to get some energy going here.
Now, big hit by Soper.
Yep.
He got the worst end of it as Thurston just stood there and let him go to the ice. Trevor Thurston sends it around near side. Played by Cody Schwartz. Rose hits him. Loose puck picked up by Kuzmich. Ahead for Jimmy Soper. Look out, a pass across through the slot. Nice play by Matthews. Tips it back into center ice. Loose puck picked up by Kip Edzianko, and Schwartz goes down. A whistle blows.
Probably be Ballant. Yep, elbow.
A little pushing and shoving there is behind the play. Now Soper skates away from Kyler Matthews. A lot going to the penalty box, so this will be the second power play of the night. For Knoxville, they're 0 for 1. Trailing Birmingham 3-0 with 9:31 to go here in the second period play. Past the halfway mark of this hockey game.
Well, and Jody, on that last offensive plethora by Knoxville there, you can see that was the first really bad giveaway by the Bulls defense, and Austin Lotz was there to bail them out. And then Thurston returned the favor as the puck came up to the blue line. A Ripper coming in down low, and he got down there and he blocked it, returning the favor for Austin Lotz. And that's playoff hockey, and that's what it takes. You've got to commit, and you've got to sacrifice your body, sacrifice your mind, whatever it takes to get the 2 points, and the Bulls are doing it tonight.
Birmingham is really looking good. They're playing well. I mean, we didn't expect anything less, don't get me wrong, but we are on enemy ice.
They look different. We could be playing this game anywhere, Jody.
Face off to the right of Lotz, controlled by Knoxville. Carson Vance, former Bull, sets it up for McKinney. Fanned on the shot, but it comes to Soper. Returns it back to McKinney. Olnick on him. Kept the line by Carson. Vance takes a shot. Nice play by Cahill to tip that before it ever even got near Austin Lotz. Branshaw has it. Plays it down low for Jimmy Soper. Back to Branshaw. Branshaw, bottom of the face-off circle, deflected by Soper, right to the side of the net. Austin Lotz was right there waiting for it, hugging that post. On the power play, Knoxville takes down Scahill. That's a dangerous play by Branshaw. Scahill gives him a whack for it. Scahill starting to get a little upset with it, and he gives Branshaw another hit as the puck comes to Austin Lotz, who once again covers it up for the face-off.
Great rebound control there by Lotz.
Yep.
You see he's got that, his left foot pushed up against the post. He's got his pad coming out there almost like a deflector, whether they're going cross crease, back post, or trying to put it 5-hole. From that angle, they're not going to get any goals low there.
Face off to the left of Austin Lotz. Osick for Knoxville. Phil Edzianko loses it. It comes to Atkins. Tried to set it up far side, deflected into the boards. Phil Edzianko clears it down the ice. Down to a minute of power play time remaining for Knoxville. Their second of the period. Second of the game. Starting the rush through center ice. Osick lost it, had it, easily cleared by Phil Edzianko, who races to the bench on a penalty-killing unit change. Cody Schwartz behind his own net. We're down to 40 seconds of power play time remaining. Schwartz drops it back. Finstrom brings it in through the slot, knocked away by Glover, and Rose rips it down the ice. I'm not going to say what I want to, but I'm very, very pleased with what I see, Greg, as Atkins brings the puck in the Bulls zone. We're down to under 20 seconds of power play time remaining, and Birmingham clears it once again. Racing after his Carson Rose. Look out, he'll catch up with it first. He beats Schwartz to the puck, but Mundinger gets out of his net and clears it.
And that's what I mean. That kind of second effort right there is the difference in this hockey game right now, Jody.
Cody Schwartz with one around the boards, blind out of the box, would kill the second penalty in her back at full and even strength as Colton Olnick skates away. Drops it off for Ballant, sends one around the boards far side, played by Phil Edzianko. A nice move, gets around Atkins, or excuse me, McCanny, but we can't get the shot off. Kip Edzianko, he had it and lost it. McCanny loses it as well. Kip Edzianko looking for his brother who goes down. He was trying to draw a penalty. No, that was not a penalty. Now a big hit by Kip Edzianko on Soper. Loose puck now at center ice, chipped back into the Knoxville zone by Kip. You disagree?
Yes.
Okay. Played into the Birmingham zone. Lotz out of his net. Sends it. Trying to set up for Edzianko. His brother Kip was hit by Soper, and Ballant easily just taps it deep into the Knoxville zone. I kind of thought it was a little theatrical on that. That's why I didn't get the penalty. Played by Youngworth. Drops it in his own zone for Taylor Brierly. Hit for Kozra. Look at dangerous pass across the slot for Glover. If we hurry 2-on-1, Drake Glover takes a shot, looking at least a pass for Glover just out of his reach. That play was there, just missed. Dawson McKinney takes a hit from Youngworth, and that's loose along the near boards. Rose tries to keep it alive and does. Far side Vance, just a little frustrated, just whacks it to center ice. Birmingham has it there, Youngworth. Nice play by McTavish, just tips it in, played by Mundinger. Loose puck through the slot, no bull was there. Branshaw picks it up, gives it to Williams. Tyler Williams with the puck in the corner, avoids the hit by Birmingham. McTavish had it. Williams now tried to get away from Olnick. Sends the puck far side, kept alive by Raposo. Here's this pass in front for Branshaw, couldn't connect. Williams has a lot of ice time for Tyler Williams as he turns and spins. That one gets into the netting and out of play.
And right on the back of Austin Lotz's net again, Jody.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cam Toby just activated off the IR today from Knoxville, has seen a lot of ice time as well. I remember when Tyler Williams from Knoxville came to Birmingham, that first game, he was the best player on the ice.
Wow.
Very fast skating, scored a goal.
As I'm sitting here watching this game kind of unfold, Jody, I'm looking because I don't think that Knoxville 5-on-5 is going to penetrate Birmingham. It's going to take something exceptional by one of the Knoxville players.
Well, they're going to have to start taking chances.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about it in the offensive zone, which leaves them vulnerable defensively. Now Kuzmich, chance to get away from Matthews. He still maintains possession of the puck, though. Kuzmich loses it. Tipped into the far and in the near side where Birmingham's Thurston, and Kuzmich fighting for it. Thurston gets it ahead for Kip, and he'll send it back into the Knoxville zone. Under 5 to go, second period. Birmingham 3, Knoxville nothing. Mitch Atkins sends one around the boards. There's Thurston, takes a big hit from Atkins. Loose puck picked up by Knoxville. There's Soper, a shot loose in the slot. Spin around shot by Kuzmich, goes wide. Picked up by Noah Finstrom. He'll go far side, wrap around loose. Puck picked up by Ballant. Calmly, he'll back in one near side, and Birmingham clears.
Austin, a lot of action down there in front of him. Jody, calm, post to post, making those saves, following, tracking the puck.
Puck loose in the corner. Knoxville really started to throw the body around, Greg, as they have it at center ice. Soper without a stick, it broke. He's going to try and kick it around, and he does connect with Cody Schwartz.
Yeah, that's a good play by Soper.
Yep. Briley almost fanned on it, got the puck back, sends it up far side, and look out, here comes Sinclair all alone. Sinclair, backhander save, rebound.
Wow.
Never came out. I thought for a minute the puck squeezed underneath of Mundinger, but he just turned around and laid on the puck is what it looks like, Greg.
Well, if Knoxville needed a spark, Jody, it's not coming from the offense, but that save by Mundinger right there, I mean, literally in the last 3 drives by Birmingham, you had Rose wide open on the back door, Mundinger dead to rights out of his paint. That was a ghost 4th goal that never happened.
Yeah.
So you got to pick up on that, and then that save by Mundinger, I'm telling you how he squeezed those knees together and kept that one out is unbelievable, but that is by far his biggest save, and if Knoxville's going to rally off of anything, it's going to be that.
4-goal lead is, I won't say insurmountable, but the way Birmingham's playing, I feel really good about that. But you're right, that was a save that we have to remember. That may be one we do remember.
Oh, absolutely, and there's no lead in hockey that I feel good about, Jody. It's like you just keep playing, you don't change anything for 60 minutes. Ask Roanoke how they feel about a 4-goal lead.
No kidding.
Carson Rose, 5 seconds left, tied that up. That changed Roanoke's season, I promise
The
you.
entire season for Roanoke changed that night. We rallied from a 5-2 deficit to win 6-5.
Yep.
Even their announcer told me the same thing, that everything went downhill after that. There's a shot off the draw, save made by Mundinger. Comes back to Sinclair. He shoots it again, and now, look out. I see a little confidence in that glove and the way that he snatched that one out of the air by Mundinger.
But Jody, that's his best attribute. You know what I mean? The kid, he's a big kid. He blocks a lot of shots. He's got a great glove hand, and hey, you got to figure out where have all of our goals went in. They've all been low.
Yep, every one of them.
You do not want Mundinger getting in a rhythm, Jody.
Face off to his right. McGregor Sinclair on the draw for Birmingham. Jimmy Soper for Knoxville. Sinclair actually lost it, but got a hold of the puck and sends it around for Taylor Brierly. Sinclair picks it up. He walks out, takes a shot, save made by Mundinger. Rebound picked up by McKinney, and he'll send one to the Bull zone. Picked up by Dowler. He'll drop it back for Carson Vance. Former Bull off the skate of one. Dowler with a shot. Kick save made by Lotz. Gave up a big fat rebound, but Birmingham clears. Now Carson Vance whips one around all the way deep, played by Lotz. He'll give it up. And here comes Birmingham the other way. Ben Higgins takes a hit from Soper, not once but twice. Now Soper and Higgins going after each other. I don't think they've forgotten the hit Higgins delivered. And that's what this is all about, with Soper still giving him the business.
Take care of it, Ben. Let's go.
Now in the corner, just don't do anything silly. Now off the helmet comes off for Higgins as Soper knocks it clear. Higgins has to get off the ice. Yep. I don't think a penalty was called. But Ben Higgins is a marked man, Greg.
Right. Well, Soper's doing what a captain does, Jody, and he's going out there. He thinks that there's something he's got to take care of. He's trying to take care of it. Hey, if I'm Higgins there, maybe not. You got to remember, the one thing I can't do is play the game from up here down there on the ice with emotion, because that's what I was going to say. It was based off of emotion, not based off of a 3-0 lead in playoffs.
Ben Higgins did the smart thing.
Yes, he did.
Skated away.
Yeah.
No power play.
But you know what I would have liked to have seen?
I know, and I'm not disagreeing with it, and it may come eventually. Off the draw, Birmingham's Romeo has it. Tried to give it up for Kipledzianko. Spins away from Andrew Ballant. Really a quick skater and good with the stick handle is Williams as he comes through center ice, brings it into the Bull zone. Gets past Romeo, cuts behind the net of Austin Lotz. Drops it for Schwartz. In front, this Osika shot. It went above and over the crossbar. Played behind the net. Far side, Branshaw will catch up with it first. Jason Branshaw for Schwartz. Tied up by Ballant. Osik picks the loose puck up. Nice poke check by Youngworth, but we can't clear the zone. Jason Branshaw has it. Birmingham finally picks it up. That one almost a delay of game, but it hits the glass and comes back down. Birmingham picks the puck up, and Romeo will send it to center ice. Off the stick of Kipledzianko. No, they'll rule he didn't touch it.
It was close.
So an icing is called on the Bulls with 1:24 remaining here in the second period of play. Bulls up 3-0.
Knoxville, they're trying, Jody. They're trying to get something going. They've had good puck possession here in the offensive zone even, but you can see they're not catching the Bulls with this. Their big end zone, they're not catching any of the Bulls deep. The Bulls are all backing out, and they've always got great position defensively from the neutral zone back to their goal line so far.
Off the draw, gets past Toby, comes all the way back into the Knoxville zone, down low. Raposo had it, lost it. Mitch Atkins picks the loose puck up, and Kuzmich drops it back. Raposo takes a hit along the boards in front of his own bench. Now Matthews tips it behind the net for Thurston. A minute to go here in the second period of play. Bulls up 3-0. Knoxville gets it to Mitch Atkins. There's Raposo, a shot pad save made by Lotz. Atkins goes down, tried a centering pass from his knees. The effort is there for Knoxville. The results not so much. Kozarev has the puck into the far corner of the Knoxville zone, looks for a place to go. There's a one-timer by Matthews, once again, gloved by Mundinger. And, you know, I'm not going to talk bad about Mundinger, but the theatrics with the glove and making it look like he's Patrick Waugh with the saves, that's not a tough save to make, Greg. You're a goalie. Back me up on this.
Well, it's not a tough save to make without traffic in front of you, Jody, but that is Kyler Matthews shooting that puck, and
he's Matthews
has a cannon. So, like I said, the glove, Mundinger is going to make that look easy, and like I said, as a goalie, come on, Jody, how many times when I played, if there was a shot that was shot about waist high, just to try and get a spark under the guys, I go up with it with the highlight glove save and lift it up to the lights, just to try and generate some emotion for the boys.
I thought you used to do that with your double pad stack, kick your leg in the air from laying on your side.
Jody, anything I caught, I threw up in the air. It's all about the
and you were doing that to impress somebody, and I don't think it was anybody on the ice. But we'll leave that up for another day. Birmingham, look out! Give a puck away. That was right in on Lotz off the stick of Briley. Now it's played behind the net, gets past McKinney. We're down to 20 seconds remaining here in the second. We don't need anything crazy to happen here late going. Holding intercepts the pass. He'll just gingerly skate through center ice, send in and wrister. And once again, that flashy glove save from center ice where he saw the puck the whole way, made by Mundinger, and he'll squeeze it.
Well, and don't take that, Jody, because from a Bulls standpoint, that's exactly what you want Mundinger to do there, because if I was in net on that shot on a dump in with 11.4 seconds left, I'm going to drop that puck, I'm going to rip it off the glass, and Todd Holt's going to go down and have a last-minute opportunity to score.
If you don't remember him or don't know who he is, that's a story for another day as well. What a goal scorer he was. Down to 5 seconds to go in the period. Puck comes behind the net of Stephen Mundinger, and Dowler has it. They'll just let the clock expire, and that's it for the second period of play. Now Olnick and Vance, two old teammates, having words with each other along the far side. Or wait a minute, Olnick didn't play for us last year, so
No.
I'm sorry, he was not old teammates. But Carson Vance, a former Birmingham Bull, and Colton Olnick having words. Everyone will go to their respective locker rooms after 40 minutes of play. Birmingham with a 3-0 lead, being outshot by Knoxville 26-23, and that's really not so much important for anyone other than Austin Lotz. And I want to ask you something about Austin Lotz and Hayden Stewart. You've been in positions before when you've had another netminder at the end of the bench when you've been on the ice, and you're at the end of the bench when another netminder has been on the end of the ice. When you're a goalie like Hayden Stewart, fully capable of playing for any team in this league and being their number one goalie, no doubt about it, he could be a number one goalie for anybody in this league. When you see Austin Lotz playing the way he is and realize there's really not a lot of opportunity for me to get in, what's going through your mind? What do you have to do to keep yourself mentally in the game just in case you are called on or are needed? I mean, there's no animosity between those two guys. They're friends. But you understand what I'm asking? Exactly what kind of mindset does it take to sit there and watch somebody else get all the minutes?
Well, I don't think in this situation there's really anything to think about, Jody, because you have two A-plus goaltenders. So you go with one until it's time to go with the other one. And I think Hayden Stewart knows that. And it's just like if Austin Lotz ever has a situation where he can't go and Hayden Stewart jumps in the net, Austin Lotz is going to support him no matter what the circumstances are. And that's the beautiful thing about these guys. They've been together forever. I mean, I cruise by the rink every once in a while and before practice, and I mean, they're out there together. They're working on their game together. They're coaching each other together. They have a business together, modern goaltending, and you know what I mean? It doesn't get any closer for two guys like that to have that kind of a relationship. So it just is what it is. And you know, Hayden Stewart last year when Austin Lotz went down with his hip surgery, right?
Yep.
Stewie carried the ball for him. And without Stewie doing that, maybe there's no comeback for Austin Lotz coming back.
True.
Because at that situation, Lotz coming back at the start of the year was not the Austin Lotz we're seeing right now in the last month and a half or 12 games. So Hayden Stewart had to jump in and carry that ball for him, just like when Stewie went down with his injury, and Austin Lotz jumped in and carried it. So it's just back and forth. But I tell you, there's never going to be animosity in that, because at the end of the day, both of these guys want to win.
Right. That's the common denominator at all costs. I remember last year, as you were talking about with Austin Lotz's injury, we had a goaltender here that his name was Julian Atherton. He was the backup to Hayden Stewart. And I remember sitting in the lounge talking with Austin Lotz prior to a game, and I asked Austin, flat point blank, can Hayden Stewart do this, or do we need to make sure Drennan can go for 1-2 games a week? And he looked at me dead in the eye and said, Hayden Stewart can play every game, and we'll be just fine, Jody. That's the camaraderie between those two guys. There's a lot of character between and within Hayden Stewart and Austin Lotz.
And even when Austin Lotz wasn't playing, Jody, and he was out with that, you know what I mean? He didn't disappear into the stands.
He was there
to do
every
all
night.
that. He was there with the suit on. He was back there behind the bench helping Coach Simchuk and Coach Kerr and doing whatever he could to stay a part of that team, because off the ice, I know it's typically you don't see goalies see on their jerseys and stuff like that, but that is one thing that Austin Lotz possesses, is that locker room presence, and he's a leader both on and off the ice, whether he's playing or not.
Phil Adzianko, the goal scorer in the second period for the Birmingham Bulls, 7:38. The time of that goal to give the Bulls a 3-0 lead. Nikita Kozyrev on the assist for Kozyrev. That's his first assist of the year, the playoffs, I should say. For Phil, that means his scoring streak is extended. That's on an 8-game scoring streak now, where he has 5 goals and 8 assists. And the hits just keep on coming. And if you're an opposing team In this case, Knoxville, you realize there's Ledzianko, Ballant. Then, if you try and put your best defensive players and try and shut them down, then you're faced with Kozarev. You're faced with Carson Rose and Drake Glover. I mean,
go down the list.
This is where the depth situation for Birmingham can be detrimental for any team that's lining up to play against the Bulls.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what we were talking about before the game. Look, going down. And when we pulled up the stat sheets and the game sheets from those games back in November when we were playing Knoxville, Jody, we looked at the list of players on there, and each game, because Knoxville, they did beat the Bulls, 4 games to 2?
4 out of 6 this year were won by Knoxville. But again, that's when Birmingham was at their worst, Greg.
Well, but that was my point. Looking at the players that were in that lineup are not the guys who are in the lineup tonight for the Birmingham Bulls. So everything for the Bulls magically came together at the right time of year, and right now, Jody, we are witnessing some excellent hockey, and I think it's something special.
If you want to see a hockey team playing as a cohesive unit as one with a single purpose in mind, winning a championship, Friday night back in Pelham is going to be a fun one. Face off at 7:05, game 2 of this best-of-3 series. And depending on what happens in the last 20 minutes of play, it could be a game or a series clinching game. Either way, there will be a game 2 in Pelham Friday night, 7:05. Go get your tickets. We'll be there. Come by and wave at us, or give Drev an elbow to the head. Sometimes he needs a good waking up as well.
Wake me up.
So, all right, we're going to take a break, and we'll refresh ourselves and come back with third period action. Once again, Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dreveny score at the end of 2 periods of play. Birmingham 3, Knoxville nothing. Stay with us, everyone.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on that heating system all winter, and you don't want it to fail you when it's freezing cold out. So treat it nicely now, and it'll work when you need it. Problem is, most heating companies in Birmingham don't do the deep cleaning and maintenance you'd assume comes with a tune-up. Just a drive-by inspection, followed by a sales pitch. That bubbified behavior is what I started Excalibur to stand against. So if you want a no-breakdown guaranteed, talk nicely to it tune-up, call
Excalibur Services.com.
Alabama license number 15214.
Yell at a tool? Nobody bats an eye. But talk nicely to your tools, and everyone thinks you're strange. Weird, right? But here's what I know. Great heating techs treat their tools and your equipment with a level of care that borders on talking nicely to it. When you rely on something, you want it to work. And if you want it to work, you treat it as nicely as you can. It's why fall furnace tune-ups are a really smart idea. You're going to rely on
Right, cut up is set and the roster's tight. Blades laced up and the twigs feeling right. Going Bulls deep in the ring tonight. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. House, Bulls country, rulers of Cahaba Valley. No, this ain't no rodeo. Load up the bullpen, fire up the crowd. Turning Bulls loose, make the family proud. About to drop the puck, gonna go bar down. Boys crash the crease and tear up this town. House, Bulls country, rulers of the Cahaba Valley.
This is a shout out to the professional tailgaters, game day grillers, and potluck pros. Whether you bake it, smoke it, stack it, or melt it, there's nothing more important than how you cook up your team spirit while serving it with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, Coke Zero Sugar, or Coke Light. We may not all agree on the best game day food, but when you serve your meals with a Coke, you know you've got yourself a winner. Enjoy an ice-cold Coca-Cola at the Birmingham Bulls game. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling.
All right, Jody Chernesky along with Greg Dravity back at the, I was going to say Pelham Civic Complex, but with the Knoxville Civic Complex tonight. Game 1, 40 minutes in the books. Birmingham with a 3-0 lead over the home-standing Knoxville Ice Bears. Goals in the first period by Colton Olick, his second of the playoffs. Assist by Troy McTavish and Ben Higgins, the marked man tonight for Knoxville. And at 19:23 of the first period, a late goal. This one by Andrew Ballant as he took the a giveaway from Kyle Soper, unassisted goal, giving the Bulls a 2-0 lead at the end of one. Second period scoring, 7:37 into the second period. Phil Lezianko keeps the scoring streak going to 8 games. He got his second goal of the playoffs, assist to his Eastern European counterpart, the Estonian Nikita Kozarev. So Birmingham heading into the final 20 minutes of this hockey game up 3-0. Greg, please tell me that Birmingham's not going to back up and try and preserve a 3-goal lead. Please tell me that we're going to continue to play the same way we have for 40 minutes.
Jody, I really think, even going back to 2017, I've never seen the Bulls team playing this type of hockey, just totally unselfish, everybody pulling the rope in the same direction. Now, we've seen some stints in it, but inside those stints, there was never this kind of composure that the Bulls have had right now, and it's only 40 minutes, don't get me wrong. However, when you're playing like this, Jody, the clock doesn't even matter because you just rinse and repeat every shift and you go out and you do the same thing over and over again. And right now, that's the Bulls' mindset. We're not doing anything special. Right now, what we're doing, this is the norm, and that is a pretty thing to see.
I have seen it happen, though, Greg, and you know what I'm talking about. Instead of, in lieu of not wanting to make a mistake, they start playing a defensive brand of hockey, and football has got to prevent defense, and most times it prevents you from winning. I just don't want to see that from Birmingham. We're playing so well. Everything is going so good as we're back to action here in the third period. Puck deep in the Bull zone. Taylor Brierly lets it go to Kip Lezianko, but he can't clear. Soper puts it in deep. Finally, Birmingham's Kip sends it up to center ice where Jimmy Soper has it, gets it ahead to Kuzmich. Ryan Kuzmich lets the puck go into behind the net. Scahill can't clear, kept alive by Cody Schwartz. Jimmy Soper wraps one around the net. Kuzmich had it, tried to walk out in front, never could really maintain possession of the puck, and Birmingham's Ballant had it, lost it. Kuzmich has it, center the pass. Williams scored. Kuzmich took the pass along the near boards, or took the puck along the near boards, found Williams cruising down the slot, and Williams whips one over the shoulder of Austin Lutz. And look out, guys.
Yep.
With 19:07 to go, it's a 3-1 lead.
We talked about it was going to take something special, Jody, and you just saw something special in that shot from Williams. I mean, he ripped an absolute laser beam, and that is why the Bulls had possession of that puck twice in their zone, and we got to clear the blue line, Jody. Got to clear the blue line.
Williams' second goal of the playoffs, 53 seconds, the time of the goal. We'll get the assist in a moment. Kuzmich on the assist, the primary assist. As we're back to action, McTavish sends one in past the goal line. Dowler takes it for Knoxville. We'll see what this does to Knoxville. Is right off the bat, Williams splits two defensemen, couldn't control the puck. Shot by Osick behind the net. Play by McTavish. Now center ice, Olnick drops it back for Youngworth, who will bring it into the Knoxville zone. Youngworth fans on the shot. And it's played along the far side face-off circle. Back to center ice. Sinclair will whip it right back in.
So important to keep those feet moving, Jody, and getting back to that grit and grind hockey and winning those one-on-one battles on the wall.
Now a loose puck played back to center ice. Going after is Atkins. Mitchell Atkins plays it behind the net. Matthews back there, sends it around near side, trying to connect to Kozarev and does. Nikita can't get past Toby, who takes the puck away. Cam Toby plays it around the boards, and here comes Atkins. Glover on him. Atkins brings it in, but they're going to rule offside on the play. Now Glover and Atkins pushing and shoving. McKinney comes in as well to give Glover a shot. I'm not sure what Drake has done, but both of them going after Drake Glover right here in the near face-off circle.
Yeah, you got to be careful of that little bit of false sense of security there, Jody, after 2 periods of play. And, you know, that first, well, that ended up in a goal for the Bulls. You know what I mean? They're just a little complacent, and there is a lot of fight left in Knoxville here.
There's a lot of time in this hockey game, too. Now we've got that 2-goal lead, which I hate more than anything. I'd like to have the lead, don't get me wrong, but 2-goal leads are, to me, the most dangerous ones you can have. Ballant spins and fires the puck into the far corner. Now the whistle blow icing. I guess they'll rule that Toby could have touched up. Briley's not really arguing, but they both had an even beat on the puck just then.
Well, they did, and where they make that call, Jody, is right there at the face-off dot. Barley had to hold up just a bit at the blue line as that puck was in the air. Wasn't sure where it was. They just beat it out. So we get a face-off here to Austin Lotz's left.
All right, controlled by Knoxville. They'll send it far corner. Finstrom has it. Noah Finstrom with the puck. 4 Bulls back. He still manages to spin and get it down low, but Birmingham clears. Taylor Briley chips it in. Played near side by Toby, off the near boards for Finstrom. Nice play by Ballant to separate him from the puck, and Birmingham takes possession. Kip Ledzianko to his brother Phil. He'll bring it in. Sets it up for Ballant. He wasn't expecting the pass, and it's taken away by Toby. Jimmy Soper with it now ahead. A nice pass for Finstrom. Finstrom, he sends one in front. Lotz looking for the puck. It's behind the net. Lotz has lost his stick as well. Puck played along the far boards and out. Now Austin will have to get a stick quickly. As he does, that was a dangerous play, Greg.
Absolutely. You see Higgins here doing a good job.
Oh, big hit there by Soper on Higgins. Could have been worse. He absorbed the hit and stayed on his skates, but Soper has it now in the near corner of the Bull zone. He'll cut behind the net. Drops it. That's Osick back for Soper, his brother Kyle. Back at the point is played. There's a shot gloved out of the air. Now that is a nice glove save. Austin Lotz with traffic in front quickly gets that glove up and snatches it out of the air. 16:23 to go. Third period, Bulls lead now at 3-1.
Good shot there by Knoxville coming up. You can see, Jody, they're controlling that puck a lot more, and they're not just throwing the puck to the net and, you know, trying to make something happen. Now they're trying to set something up, put some guys in some good shooting lanes out there in front of Austin Lotz, and that was a big glove save.
Face off to his left. Osick on the draw opposite Glover, who wins it for Birmingham. And that puck, I believe, went into the Bulls bench. They're going to bring the face-off back down into the Bulls zone. 16:18 to go. Now that the score has been chipped down to a 2-0 lead for Birmingham, is there anything differently you do, Greg, in the defensive zone other than what you've been doing for 40 minutes? It's worked. It's just given up. We couldn't clear the puck at one time, and it resulted in a Tyler Williams goal.
Absolutely.
Puck along the far boards, played by Osick. Thurston on him. Branshaw chips it back to Soper. Kyle Soper. Branshaw fighting hard for the puck, really working hard, gets it. He'll set it up far side for Schwartz. Rose on him. Williams parked in front of the net. Puck comes back to Kyle Soper. He fanned on the shot, but it comes right to Knoxville. Loose puck now played by Birmingham and out. Trevor Thurston with the puck for Birmingham. Waits for some fresh reinforcements off the bench. Now a whistle blows.
Delayed offside that they didn't retreat on, so they're going to send it all the way down. And getting back to what you were saying, Jody, for me, in the first two periods, the Bulls took care of the defensive side of the puck first. And for the first time tonight, what I saw on that one with the puck in the corner, and Osick made that glove on the blue line, but the puck went into the bench.
Yep.
Two Bulls were trying to streak out past the defense into the neutral zone, and that's something we haven't done until this point.
Ballant with the puck now, far boards hit by Dowler on the play. Loose behind the net, picked up by Phil Edziako. Centers one. There's a shot by Ballant, save made by Mundinger. Nice feed by Edziako. Ballant just couldn't finish it. Now the puck is loose in the corner. Phil Edziako and his brother Kip take the puck away. Dowler takes it away from them. Cahill with a good job keeps it alive. The referee almost got decapitated with that shot from Cahill. Now it's loose behind the net, comes near corner. Carson Vance tries to get it out. Cahill absorbs the hit from Atkins, but Birmingham's Ballant sends it in. Wholesale changes for Birmingham. D and forwards being changed. Now a long pass ahead. That's got to come back. That's an old-fashioned two-line offside pass is what that is.
Right. I guess.
You remember those days?
Yeah, I mean,
that puck originated from the Knoxville zone.
Yeah.
It was offside is what it was, I guess, but
that had to be the call to bring it all the way back down, but that's Soper's asking the same thing down there. He's skating around saying, like, what is the call?
Exactly. I mean, that when I first saw that, it took me back to the 80s and said, okay, that's two-line offside pass. And for those of you who don't know what it is, that was when you could not literally pass the puck and have it cross two lines without it touching someone else. Now the rules have been changed to favor goal scoring. And they've taken that center ice stripe out of the game because of it.
And they want to open it up. And what did that also do, Jody? It kind of made it a safer game as well, because when you couldn't make a pass beyond the red line from your end zone, you know, what the D would do is they would wait at the red line. As soon as they made that pass, then they would step up into the neutral zone and absolutely annihilate somebody at center ice.
Ask Eric Lindros.
And Brian Marshman, he was the best.
Play along the far boards. Toby takes the hit from Higgins. Now the puck is loose behind the goal line, and it'll come around near side. Romeo keeps it alive. McTavish tried to chip it back out to Ryan. He couldn't do it, and it's cleared by Raposo back into the Bulls zone. Cam Toby with the puck. Just inside the Bulls blue line. He turns and spins and never made it through to Austin Lotz. Played by Kuzmich back there in the corner. Nice play by Higgins, takes it away, and Ben Higgins skates away with the puck and backhands one deep. Ben Higgins been a great addition to this lineup for Birmingham from the start of the season till now.
Oh, absolutely. The kid's just such a hard worker, Jody.
Now it's loose at center ice. Glover chips it back to his defense. We'll put it right back in the Knoxville zone.
Offside all the way down.
Offside is called, so we're going to bring it all the way back down. That's an intentional one. 13:55 to go here in the third period of play. Bulls up by 2. Let's see exactly what transpires here the rest of the way. You know that Knoxville's not panicking. They're working very hard. And usually that's when good things happen. Birmingham has to counter that, working just as hard.
This is what I expected to see Knoxville come out and do in the first period, Jody.
Face off in the Bulls zone. Osick and McTavish. No one clearly wins it. Kozarev chips it for Matthews, who gets it out for Glover, who sends it in. Osick takes the puck away. He'll quickly skate away. Osick ahead just past the stick of Williams. Matthews takes him out of the play. Thurston lost it. Look out. Osick was there. Nice play by Drake Glover to chip it away. And here we go. Carson Rose has a shot, but he's tied up. Rose with a shot. Wow. That one whips through the crease. Just tied up enough. Now Osick has it in the Bull zone. Play opening up. Comes around far side. Brierly has it there. Bradshaw ties him up. Now it's loose through the slot. Picked up by Ballant. And here comes Carson Rose. Left wing side. Carson Rose takes a shot. Save made. Rebound loose there in the slot. No one was there to hammer it home. Phil Edzianko has it now. He'll set it up for Scahill. Birmingham now putting the pressure on behind the net. Played by the Bulls. Kep Edzianko to Scahill. Returns to Kemp. He'll cut through the slide. Takes a shot. Save made. Mundinger doesn't know where it is, and the puck bounces just past him. Cleared by Knoxville.
How about that midair bank shot by Ballant there in front of the net, Joe? That's amazing hand-eye coordination.
Now bringing it back in the Bull zone, McKinney. He takes a shot deflected, really, by McKinney. Yep. Save made by Lawson. That's a tough save. Makes it look easy. Sinclair sends it right back in. Birmingham had to clear the zone. Now it's played by Carson Vance. Ahead at that center ice stripe, he misses Mitch Atkins. Comes around far side. Youngworth lost it. Gets it back. Youngworth ahead for Higgins. He spun around.
Yep.
Loses the puck. Whistle blower. The icing is called on the Bulls. 12:06 remaining third period. And Greg, why does it seem like the clock is crawling right now?
Well, it does, Jody. And that red line just came into play there with that short neutral zone, and Brierly is just trying to do a little touch up the wall to set Ledzianko free, and it got away from him because the red line creeps up on you so fast you have to make a play faster than you want to. Jimmy
Soper on the draw for Knoxville, and I believe that's Sinclair for Birmingham. Takes a lot of defensive zone draws, Sinclair does for Birmingham. He's getting tossed now, though, and in his place is going to, I believe that's Olnick. So Colton Olnick comes in. Sinclair cut. Well, now they're going to let him back in? They just tossed him. Whatever. Off the draw is controlled, though, by Knoxville. Fenstrom turns, fires, out's deflected into the corner. Played there by Knoxville. Sinclair has it knocked down from behind by Kuzmich, who has the puck. He can't get past Youngworth. A centering pass for Soper. Sticks up. There's a shot for the point. Look out. Puck is loose as Austin Lutz knocked to the ice by Soper.
There you go.
And this is what I was expecting in the second period, more of a crash the net and hit Austin Lutz type deal.
Well, and you could see that one coming, Jody. They went. Great play on the wall there, and who's in the middle of it? Soper, once again. You know what I mean? I mean, that guy, he is just grit personified and trying to get in there and make something happen. But for Austin Lutz to make that save and then push himself and hold tight on that goal line and build that wall, and I'm just like, okay, everybody else box out, put these guys, because you can't allow that pile to push Austin Lutz across the goal line.
Now the entire Knoxville team discussing something with one of the linesmen, who now gather up with the referee, who will come back now to the Knoxville players, and boy,
Soper's still out there.
Soper on the draw. Vance and Dowler at the point. Let's keep an eye on those two guys. Off the draw, Glover wins it for Birmingham. Thurston can't get it out. Kept alive by Dowler. Intercepted. That pass, though, was by Matthews. Ahead for Kozarev. Slides it back for Matthews. And now one right on Mundinger. A big rebound. Rose was there, but he couldn't get to it. And Matthews now slides it back for Thurston. Glover tips it in off the deflection deep. And here comes Carson Vance ahead for Soper. Jimmy Soper loses the puck, taken away by the Bulls, and they'll calmly clear it back into the Knoxville zone. Phil Edzianko will catch up with the pass first. Drops it. And off the glass, back down. The icing will be waved off. Look out, Ballant took the puck away from Mundinger, who just nonchalantly went after the puck. That was close. Now behind the net's play for Phil Edzianko. Near face-off circle. He'll circle all the way out to the blue line, drops it back for Romeo. Wasn't expecting it, so he just has to spin it in.
And that's a really good play by Ledzianko there, Jody. There's so much ice in the offensive zone. Just keep cycling high like that. Get it to Romeo. If there's no play, Romeo did the smart thing and just put it deep.
Now back into the Knoxville zone. Puck comes. This one touched up by Cody Schwartz. I thought icing would be the call. It's not. Olnick backhands one back in. Played far side for Kyle Soper. Sinclair goes down on the play. Schwartz almost fanned on it and had Olnick alone. Now the puck bounces back where Kyle Soper has it. He gets around one check from Youngworth, but loses the puck in doing so. Tyler Williams keeps it in. Save made with traffic in front. Olnick has the puck. Olnick with Williams back has to go far side. He had no help. No shot as well. Loose puck picked up by Kozarev. Set it back to the point for Matthews, who shot. Stick save made by Mundinger, and he'll put the mid on it and cover it up. 9:37 to go here in the third as we have our second media timeout of the period. Greg, at what point do you think Knoxville's going to start sitting in that second and third forechecker in the offensive zone?
Well, I don't think that that's their game, Jody. I think their game is just bottling up the puck at the blue line. I think they're going to let the Bulls, because you see the Bulls wingers going down low to the top of the circles,
yeah,
but that's in a regular size rink. When they make that pass and they try to clear the zone, like in Birmingham, a little chip off the wall and you're out of the blue line. Well, here you turn, you make that little chip off the wall, and it's still 2 feet in front of the defenseman. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just a different style that, because face it, there's so much muscle repetition in hockey. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You're a winger, you get a puck on the wall, you turn, you chip, and away you go. And that's one thing that Knoxville is really clogging it up there. And you see how dangerous those shots are because those guys are crisscrossing in front of lots trying to get those deflections.
Off the draw, behind the net, Rose plays it. McKinney takes it away from him with the help of Kyle Soper. Kozarev couldn't maintain it and put it back in. Atkins has it down in the Bull zone. There's a centering pass taken away by Birmingham, and Glover clears it back into the Knoxville end. McKinney tried to get it up front for McKinney. Now Matthews kind of interferes with him, gets in his way. Puck loose along this near side, played to center ice by Thurston.
But that's the play right there between our blue line and the red line, Jody, that they're looking to create those quick transition turnovers.
Now a loose puck played by the Bulls, Ballant. 2 men back for Knoxville. Ballant can't get past Dowler. He's ridden into the boards. Behind the net is played now. Phil Edzianko, who advanced, fighting hard for it. Mitchell Atkins as well. It comes free. Kip couldn't control it. Now he takes it away from McKinney. Kip Edzianko goes down off the hit from Atkins, who gives him a second shot for good measure. Trying to knock his helmet off, what he was trying to do to get him off the ice. Carson Vance has it now. He tries to get past Phil, and he'll just opt to clear it down the ice. Touched up by Brierley, and icing is the call. 8:21 to go here in the third period of play. I know I saw Jimmy Sober. Every break, it seems to be, he's in the ear of the official. He's in the ear of the referee. I hope it doesn't do what he's trying to get it to do. You know he's trying to get the next call.
He knows they're going to need a call coming down the last 8 minutes here, Jody, and that's why. What do they say? The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? That's what Soper's trying to do. That's the captain's job.
Off the draw, loose in this near face-off circle, played by Vance. Carson skates ahead, and he'll whip it down deep. Around the boards it goes, far side. McKinney catches up with it first. Finstrom now with it. Can't get past Scahill. Loose puck along the far boards. Higgins just wraps one off the boards and clears it down the ice. Played by Vance. Long head-bending pass off the stick of Soper. Jimmy, that is, and McTavish takes that and sends it in deep. Birmingham, quick line changes. Now, Kozarev took the puck away, avoids the check from Vance. He'll set it up at the point for Romeo. Around the boards, Rose has it. Carson circles out in front. Soper blocked that shot. Kuzmich has it, and he'll clear it back into the Bulls into the ice. No icing. Well, actually, there will be icing. I thought it hit a player in front of the Bulls bench. We'll take it, and the faceoff comes back into the Ice Bears, into the ice.
And you can see it back about 4 o'clock minutes ago, Jody. You noticed the Bulls were back doing what they started doing in the first period. They didn't worry about icings. They were just like, we just need to get the puck out. They send it deep. They slow down the game, and then once they take control back of the game, now you're seeing those quick 15, 20-second line changes, and now they're getting back in the flow, getting their groove back.
Off the draw to the right of Monday, controlled by the Bulls. Near side pass from Matthews looking for a deflection. He just sends one in and it bounces off the inboards back to Mundinger. So we'll do it again.
And I'm all about it. I say, hey, if you can run this game clock down 6 seconds at a time, then you do it. Just like that. Matthews, smart play. Didn't have a play, didn't want to go cross ice with it and get it into traffic, have it knocked down by Knoxville, and away they go on an odd man rush, so he just banked it off the back wall towards the net to see if anything can happen.
Off the draw, Osick controls for Toby. Banks one off the boards back into the Bull zone. Kuzmich is there. I mean, this guy's been on the ice for the entire game. I'm sorry, that was Branchaw. Now Osick has it tied up by Matthews. Loose puck comes far boards. Played back behind the net. Raposo shot, big save by Austin Loss on the wraparound, and Birmingham's Phil Ledzianko with 4-5 now defensive players back for Knoxville had nowhere to go. McTavish takes the puck just inside his own blue line, gets it ahead for St. Clair out of his reach. Raposo had his pocket picked by St. Clair. Back at the point it's played. Brierly near side Scahill just sends one around the boards trying to hook up with McTavish. He does. Back around, cycling the puck this side, picked up by Sinclair. For Scahill, again down low. McTavish gets away from Toby, centers 1-4. Sinclair couldn't get the shot off now. Good play by Kozarev. He just couldn't get the puck. Played by Williams back into the Bulls zone. Scahill picks the loose puck up for the Bulls for Brierly. Through center ice, Kozarev will bring it in. He lost the puck and Knoxville clears it back to center ice. McCanny has it. Lost it. He'll set it up back, though, for his defensive pair. Now McKinney takes it. Dawson McKinney brings it into the Bull zone. That's an offside, as just ahead of the play was Cody Schwartz just in front of the Bulls bench, and under 6 minutes to go. 5:50 remaining here in the third period of play. Birmingham, I won't say clinging to a 3-1 lead, but they're holding on to it.
Well, they're starting to get out of that defensive shell, like you called it, Jody.
Yep.
So, but now they're back to doing what they're doing. Now they're trying to control the puck in the offensive zone, and they're just working it low, waiting for the opportunity. But you saw Knoxville had 5 guys defensively backed up, waiting to intercept that puck and rush it forward.
Now Schwartz in his own zone drops it far side for. That's McKinney tips it in. Lotz plays it himself to center ice, looking for an assist maybe. Ballant tried to catch up with it. Cody Schwartz does first. Plays it around the far boards. Look out, here comes Dawson McKinney. Nice play by Phil Ledzianko. Steps in front of him, causing the turnover. Loose puck in the Bull zone, cleared by the Bulls. Vance will come back and get it. Kip Ledzianko watching him. Birmingham changing lines. Kip will come off in just a second as Mitch Atkins has it. Tipped in by McCanny. McCanny's tip in back behind the net. He plays it himself. Liam McCanny out in front for Dawson McKinney, and here comes Birmingham taking the puck away as Ben Higgins. He's hit by Vance. Sounded a lot worse than it was, and the loose puck picked up by Carson, and here comes Knoxville's Jimmy Soper. He takes a shot and scores. Thurston screened his own goalie on that when he went down to try and block the shot, Greg. And with 4:45 to go, Jimmy Soper makes this an entirely different hockey game. Birmingham's 3-0 lead erased down to a 1-goal lead.
Yep, for everybody listening at home, turn your radios and your TVs back on and focus back in on this one because we got a hockey game.
That goal by Jimmy Soper on the playoffs, his 4th of the year. And it could not have come at a worse time for the Bulls. Birmingham now is going to have to turn the afterburners on. Kozarev behind the net, plays it for Rose, far corner. Back at the point, Birmingham lost control, 3-on-2 the other way. Jimmy Soper, Riley steps in front of that pass. Kozarev will come down the other side. Oh, he lost possession of the puck. I thought he put himself offside, but I guess he didn't. Jimmy Soper has the puck, the last goal scorer for Knoxville, cutting the lead to 3-2, watched by Kip Ledzianko. Off the shoulder of Phil. He takes the puck away. One-timer by Bellant. That one goes high and wide. Bellant tried to shovel one out in front. He couldn't do it. Now it's played by Soper. Taken away by Kip. Backhands one. Save made. Rebound loose. Picked up by the Bulls. Romeo has it. Cross-ice pass. Youngworth rips one around the boards. Why, I'm not sure. Now it's played in the corner. Finstrom has it. Kip there as well. And it's cleared by Knoxville back into the Birmingham zone.
Good job by the Bulls getting that puck down low, working it up high, trying to make something happen, get Mundinger moving. Bellant some good shots.
Here comes Knoxville. Back into the Bull. Kuzmich has it. Centers a pass through the slot. Still loose. There's it down low. They're still loose into the crease. Cleared to the near boards by Birmingham and out. Holy cow.
A little bit too passive D here, Jody. I want to see those D pushing up and being aggressive on our blue line like they were in the first two.
McTavish has it. He gives it to Sinclair into the Knoxville zone slowly. Working around the boards, easily taken away. Picked up by Williams. All the momentum now on the Knoxville Ice Bears side. Kyle Soper brings it in deep. Offside is going to be the call. We're under 3 minutes to go, Greg. 2:57 remaining here in the third, and now anything can happen.
Well, I've never had a better moment right there that Osick went offside, because that was
as dangerous.
Well, they were coming with speed, Jody, and that was just a little bit of a screw up there by Osick, just not being aware of where he was on the ice. And as his back right skate came across and entered the Bull zone, they didn't have full control of the puck, and that was it. But that was a big call because they were coming with numbers.
Why are they doing this to me?
Well, we got to both stand back up, Jody. That's what we did in the first middle of the game, so we're back up now.
Sometimes to see the corner to our left here, the goal to our left that Austin Lodge is in, I have to get down on one knee beside the table to see it all.
Jody, that's what
I'm willing to do it. Yeah, exactly. I'll do it all night if we can win this hockey game. Face off just outside the Bulls' blue line. Glover controls for Birmingham from Matthews. Look out, he almost gave it away to Bradshaw. In fact, he does. Osick has it again. Call offside. Come on, guys. Get your head back in the game. Let's play hockey like we have been.
Right now, that blue line's our best friend, Jody, because that's two big saves right there. So just a little bit discombobulated, but we'll pull it back together here. Like I said, you're in an away rink. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the air right now, and you just need to take it. Bulls down by 10 shots.
37-27, Knoxville out shooting the Bulls as the puck is put into the Ice Bear zone, loose in that far face-off circle, picked up, and here comes Bradshaw the other way. Thurston chips it around far side for Rose. He's hit by Williams. Williams is small. Here comes Ledzianko. Phil cuts it around Soper. Kyle, he backhands one for Bellant. He wasn't caught up with the play completely. Andrew has the puck near corner. Sets it up for Scahill. Loose puck picked up by Phil Ledzianko. Soper takes it away. Now Bradshaw ahead for Williams, and here comes Knoxville. Osick has it. Knocks the puck down out of the air. Still has it. Tried to play it back to Kyle Soper. Intercepted by the Bulls. Look out. Sinclair comes in. McGregor Sinclair drops it. Score! What a pass. McGregor Sinclair dropped it to a trailing Andrew Bellant, who buries it top right corner. And Birmingham takes the momentum back and takes a 2-goal lead back. Bellant second of the night.
What a heads-up play by Taylor Brierly, Jody. Unbelievable. Everybody thought that it was going to come across and go to Ledzianko up the short wall, and everybody, Glover comes in, no, not Glover, Sinclair on the far side comes in, and he just snuck in as he came in off the bench, pulls it up, throws it to Bellant, sucks Mundinger over to that right side, and Bellant made no mistake and buried it top shelf.
We'll get the assist in a minute. That's Bellant's second goal of the night and the playoffs. Played by Knoxville back into the Bull zone and cleared back out. Let's see what that does to Knoxville now as the whistle blows. Toby touches up. Icing is called. And Mundinger may be done for the night. as they're pulling for an extra attacker, I say, for the night, but he's on the bench. Six skaters now aside, or 6 skaters, that is 4 Knoxville, 5 for the Bulls. An empty net to our right.
1:47 to go.
Still don't have an assist on the Andrew Bellant goal. We know once to McGregor Sinclair. I don't know if there's a secondary assist or not. Face-off is dropped, controlled by Birmingham, but taken away by Knoxville. Mitch Atkins drops it back. Sinclair, good job, just chips it back into center ice. Loose puck, empty net. Birmingham trying to score with it. That's Glover, takes it out off the post. He hit the post, and instead McCanny crashes into the post, knocks it off his moorings. There was nothing intentional there, but is that a delay of game? It's not. Intent has nothing to do with the call. I guess he was just trying to keep the puck out of the net. So we'll have a face-off. Mundinger will have to come back in the game now because the face-off's deep in the Knoxville zone.
That puck was in such a position back there, Jody, that looks like he was actually trying to dive and poke check it into the corner, but they've got that goal Bellant from Bianco.
That's wrong.
Right.
We'll need to help them out and let them know that that was by maybe Ledzianko and Sinclair, but Sinclair on the primary assist. Off the draw, Mundinger back in his net, controlled by Knoxville, and that's Atkins. Brings it into the Bull zone, puts the brakes on. Cross ice pass, couldn't connect with McKinney. Mundinger out of the net, 6 attackers on the ice for Knoxville. Kyle Soper has it. Gets it ahead for Williams. Lies out of his net, stops it. He'll play it himself. Far boards. He couldn't get the puck out.
1 minute.
A minute to go as Jimmy Soper couldn't keep it in, and the puck comes back into the Knoxville zone. Kyle, his brother, has it. He gives it up for Williams. Ahead, played into the Bull zone. Lots once again plays it himself. And Birmingham clears. Down to 40 seconds left to go in this game. Birmingham 4, Knoxville 2. Tried to send the puck down the length of the ice. Williams intercepts. Now kept Ledzianko. Be careful over there. He delivered a hit late. Now it's also Kuzmich delivered a hit a little late on Bellant. The whistle blows and an icing is called on the Bulls. I don't want anything to happen right now that's going to affect the game Friday night,
right.
Greg.
You can't afford anything, Jody. You're in a situation right now. You've got this one pretty much under control with 26.6 seconds, but with what we've had going on tonight, you don't want to change anything in this lineup. You want everybody to keep doing what they're doing. You definitely do not need any suspensions or injuries.
And I just tried to help him out, the off-ice officials here, and told him about the assist. Vance on the draw, takes a shot gloved out of the air.
Here we go.
Now Kuzmich, Thurston, now also Bradshaw giving a little stick work to Matthews, who's laughing at him. Again, that's okay. Push, shove, stick work, whatever, but don't do anything that's going to cost you something Friday night.
Yes.
22.8 seconds remaining in this hockey game.
No second man in, no craziness.
Exactly. Just get out of here with the win, go home, and be happy you've got a 1-0 lead in the semifinals.
Absolutely.
Jimmy Soper on the draw for Knoxville. Sinclair for Birmingham. McGregor complaining about something that Soper's doing in the face-off dot. Controlled by Knoxville. Vance, one-timer over for, wow, what a shot by Toby. Better saved by Lotz. He holds on to, he's looking for the puck. Get underneath of his glove.
That was a rocket, Jody. That hit his blocker, turned his whole hand inside, and I think the puck might have rolled up inside of his glove, but that would have left 18.9 seconds left if Austin Lotz doesn't come up with that huge save.
Face off to his left.
6 on 5.
Empty net to our right. Mundinger on the bench in favor of that extra attacker, that 6th skater. Still waiting on the drop of the puck. Comes back. That's a really wicked shot there. That gets past Lotz, but it was wide of the net. Vance keeps it in. Sets it up far side. Back for Bradshaw. He fans on it. Birmingham clears. We're down to 5 seconds left. Olnick's shot goes wide as his stick was lifted by Vance. And that's going to do it, folks. Birmingham walks into Knoxville and takes a 1-0 lead in this semifinals best-of-3 series with a 4-2 win over the home-standing Knoxville Ice Bears. And Greg, I came into this game, you and I drove up from Birmingham yesterday, and both of us felt the same way. We don't want to, quote-unquote, touch the cup. We don't want to talk too much about what could be and what couldn't be, but both of us expressed just how good we felt about this Birmingham Bulls hockey team, and nothing has changed.
Well, you can definitely see, Jody, that the way this team is, when they play with that confidence and that composure that they had in the first 2 periods, they are tough to beat. And then in the third period, for about a 5-minute stint, it just kind of got away from,
Well, that's why I asked you.
Sharp,
Were they going to sit back on their heels and play defensive hockey? I don't think they did, but they did relax a little bit.
Well, Knoxville picked it up, and they gave everything that they had, and they were rewarded with a goal, but the Bulls didn't panic. They kept going. They finished it out. They regained their composure, scored a goal of their own, especially in that 3-2 game. They come back with that beautiful play. That was the only defensive breakdown by Knoxville that period in the neutral zone, Jody, and the Bulls capitalized and made it count.
Again, I want to reiterate the fact that this same thing happened against Roanoke for Knoxville in Game 1 of the first-round series. They lost on home ice by a score of 4-1. Tonight they lose to the Bulls by a score of 4-2. They came back in that Roanoke series and literally ripped Roanoke after that, outscoring them 8-2 over the next 2 games. This team, Knoxville, being the team I'm speaking of, is fully capable of beating you on any given night in any given way. Birmingham would do themselves a favor. If you can remember last year with Evansville, we just need to come out as we did with Fayetteville and put this away and be done with it in 2 games. We don't need a third game, Greg.
Absolutely not. But you know what, Jody? That's a great point, but I'll say this. You know what? We're not Roanoke. We're the Birmingham Bulls, and we're going back to Cahaba Valley in Pelham. And you know what they say about Cahaba Valley? That's where the Bulls rule.
Greg, I have never been this excited about Birmingham Bulls hockey in a long, long time. I feel really good about what this team is doing. And if you're listening or watching back home, no matter where you are, you're watching it, if you can get to Pelham Friday night, my advice is to get there quickly, get your tickets early, as quickly as you can. That's going to be a fun atmosphere, and it's going to be a great hockey game, and you may just get a chance to see Birmingham clinch a semifinal win and get back to the finals the second time in 3 years. I hope that's the case, but we got 60 minutes ahead of us before that happens.
Absolutely. Jody, I would not wait until Friday to drive up there and get your tickets. I'd call the Bulls office tomorrow. I'd go to bullshockey.net, get them on there. Call Clint in the Bulls office tomorrow. Get those set aside for you. Pay for them over the phone, whatever. Get them left at will call. But do not wait for the walk-up, because I've got a feeling that there's going to be a line and a half Friday night, because like you said, there's something in the air.
Something's cooking, I agree.
Yep.
I have, since we started this, I mean, it's been an unbelievable tear. That's 11 in a row. It's just felt like completely different than it was 2 years ago when we made the finals. We were sitting on pins and needles when that Huntsville series came around. It went the distance 3 games. The Fayetteville series went the distance 3 games. And then, of course, we lost in the finals to Roanoke. This doesn't feel that way. Well, Birmingham is the best team in this league right now, and they're playing like it.
Well, absolutely. It's all coming together, Jody. When you take that veteran leadership that the Bulls had, and when it comes together, because everybody can't be a leader. There's good leaders and bad leaders. And once you figure out what being a good leader looks like, and you actually implement it and put it into practice, and then your rookies coming in, and they're trying to figure out the pro game and put that together. When those two halves of the apple come together, you got something to chew on.
I had a coach in high school tell me one time, every chief needed a lot of good Indians.
That's right.
And you're exactly right when you say everyone can't be a leader, but this team is playing with a purpose, it seems like, and I could not be any more excited than I am right now to get back to Pelham for Friday night's game between Birmingham and Knoxville. Greg, it's been fun. It's been a wacky trip.
Absolutely.
It's been a fun night in more ways than I can explain, but we'll later on. But the main important thing, the most important thing, Birmingham 4, Knoxville 2, taking a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series. A chance to clinch and sweep Friday night in Pelham. Go get your tickets tomorrow. Trust me, Greg's telling you the truth. Get them while they're there. Okay, Greg, why don't we pack this up and get back to Pelham?
Sounds like a winner.
Okay, folks, thanks, everyone, for joining us and being patient with us while we cleared up a little hiccup here and there with the wiring in the building, but it's been a lot of fun. Once again, final score, Birmingham 4, Knoxville 2. Thanks for joining us, everyone.